you're not sending A to master, right?
No.
Okay. But if you want to hear them while you're right now, just click the S in channel A. That means solo, and that means you are the speaker.
I can only
Solo
solo and
you know, it's only for you. Clicking the S, you're just isolating. If I click the S here, right now I'm gonna hear their mics, but it's just me. It doesn't affect the You can do that with any. Click the S on any. It means that you're only gonna hear that. So, for example, the Esther, the column Esther, the quick S, I'm just gonna hear whatever.
but it should have like 1 8 or something.
다들 가운데 일어나. 걸어오셨어요.
기도보다 두려워 우리들은 먼저 배워 서로를
정의가 영원히 빛과 함께하리니 빛의 왕국이 다시 세워지리라. 라이, 몸 괜찮니? 기억하려는 듯해. 넌 무엇을 위해 그 모습을 하고 있는지.
언니
보아라. 나는 보복을 집행하는 엘리언의 대리자이다. 죄인들아, 내가 너희를 심판하러 왔노라.
검은 사막 모험가 여러분 안녕하세요. 2025년 칼페온 연회에 오신 것을 환영합니다.
Are here. It's been a long time coming, a whole dang year. But we are back again with the Calpheon ball. Hope everyone's doing well out there. And you know, a lot of things have happened for us this year in console, especially, right? It's been a lot of big news for us, so I'm really excited to hop in to see what's coming up on the horizon as we cross into 2026. What about you, Ash?
I'm looking forward to it too. As you know, we just finished the roadmap pretty much just a couple of weeks ago, more so. All of Nani is already out. You know, we got our new bosses that came in recently too, Apex Chongui. So now we're kind of seeing what's the future of Calpheon Ball looking like now.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, in terms of like the contents that we have, we're caught up.
Yeah,
We got everything. And yeah, we're just introducing ourselves really quickly here.
Hi guys.
Look at it, everyone.
But yeah,
Yep.
it's pretty nice though.
Awesome stuff. So, I mean, quick introductions aside, I'm going to be your host today, CM Vaha, and of course, I'm always joined by my trusty
Of course.
partner in crime here. It's going to be GM Ash.
Yes, yeah. Back here again, another Calpheon Ball for our lovely guest.
Yeah, and I'm really curious, like you said, we've come a long way with the Larva stuff released recently, and all the content looks like it's lining up.
Looks like Wansu and Jessup is
Yes,
making their way on the
sir.
stage. Okay.
모험가 여러분들께 먼저 인사를 부탁드리겠습니다.
네, 여러분 안녕하세요. 저는 검은 사막에서 라이브 서비스 총괄을 맡고 있는 장재석입니다.
반갑습니다.
네, 안녕하세요. 검은 사막.
It's always good to see Wansu and Jessup on the stage.
네, 반갑습니다.
Yeah.
두 분 오늘 이 모험가님들을 위해서 준비한 소식을 좀 잘 전해주시기를 바라겠고요. 자, 그럼 순서를 바로 시작해 보겠습니다. 자, 재성님 오늘 시작부터
Really quickly introducing, what we saw there just now.
Yeah.
Some pretty hyped, trailer that we have for our new class here. I know a lot of people in the community have been waiting for this one, especially.
Yeah.
Ash, I don't know if you're like dreading her arrival. Looking forward to her arrival.
I mean, as you probably saw, that she has a interesting, unique flavor to her, right there.
Yeah.
A bit more into that later on here. I'll let them give more description about that. But
Okay, to reveal a little more.
another
yeah.
great sword.
Exactly. We know how you love those big hunks of metal.
Yes, lodging them around, throwing people around with them.
Yeah.
더 잘해야 한다는 부담감도 있었는데요.
But it's cool to see another class. Like, I know people wanted to see, more unique classes, right?
I mean, that's one thing that Black Desert is no stranger to, making like really, really like out there classes with like strange weapons, very unique weapons, right? Yeah.
This is like one of the classes too. I mean, people wanted a great sword, but for female class, and that's pretty much what we got here. So
Yeah. I especially really like that she has kind of like, I guess, two forms, alter egos that she likes to switch in between. As you saw from the trailer there, she does have like a light form that's also, complemented by her, a little bit more ominous darkness form. Super awesome.
they're gonna show more about that pretty soon here. It looks like as well.
Yeah, I'm hoping to see a lot more from maybe if we have like a combat trailer in store for everyone here, it'd be kind of cool.
If we follow the same time as every other class, maybe we see something.
Yeah.
But we can see Wansunim and Jessup-님 look very happy to be here and greeting all the adventurers, which is lovely to see. They're very happy to be a part of this.
이번에 저희 칼피온 연회가 좀 온라인으로만 진행하다 보니까 확실히 좀 아쉬우신 분들이 많으실 것 같아요.
Okay, so for us on console, we know that there's a little bit of issues with the bitrate or like the resolution on stream, so we're gonna reset really quickly before we get into the stream itself. Before all the big juicy content's being announced. So sit right there, don't go anywhere. Maybe refresh the page. We'll be right back.
Yep, be right back, guys.
All right, welcome back, everyone. Sorry for the little bit of a hiccup.
And
yeah, perfect timing, right?
yeah, commentary. Let's check it out.
Was that a grab that I saw? Oh no.
Whoa.
I mean, that comes with the line of, warriors, heavyweight class in the front line. Gotta have that grab.
Yes, take a look at it more here.
안녕하세요. 저는 검은 사막 스튜디오의 게임 디자인 실장 우경덕입니다. 모험가 여러분께 개발명 세이비어로 소개해드렸었던 신규 캐릭터가 세라핌이라는 정식 이름과 함께 드디어 여러분 앞에 서게 되었습니다. 지난 연회에서 처음 공개한 이후 많은 분들이 너무 기대해주셔서 즐겁기도 하고 또 한편으로는 부담도 컸는데요. 이렇게 완성해서 모험가 여러분께 소개할 수 있게 되어서 무척 감격스럽습니다. 그럼 바로 세라핌을 소개하겠습니다. 그동안 많은 분들이 궁금해하셨던 질문입니다. 결론부터 말씀드리면 맞습니다. 모험가 여러분의 기대치가 컸던 만큼 이런 기대에 부응하기 위해 열심히 준비하였습니다. 세라핌의 주무기는 성약이란 이름의 대검이고요. 무기 손잡이 끝에 어떤 물질을 막아주고 있는 장치가 있는데 이게 바로 봉인구라는 보조 무기입니다. 그리고 이 봉인구가 풀리면 세라핌이 신성력의 원천을 사용할 수 있게 되면서 몸이 변하는데요. 바로 이때 사용하는 또 다른 대검이 바로 각성 무기인 단죄입니다. 세라핌은 각성 워리어의 전투 감각을 적절히 살려 익숙함 속에서도 자연스럽게 적응하실 수 있도록 구성했습니다. 기술 구성과 콤보 연계 역시 워리어와 비슷한 흐름을 갖고는 있지만 그 위에 세라핌만의 고유한 요소들을 더해 차별화를 만들었습니다. 이 부분은 세라핌의 간단한 콤보를 함께 보시면서 자세한 설명 이어가겠습니다. 세라핌이 펼치는 전투의 핵심은 연계와 막타입니다. 각 기술들이 물 흐르듯이 이어지고 그 끝에 들어가는 막타가 큰 피해를 주는 그런 구조입니다. 다만 검은 사막의 전투 특성상 몬스터의 뒤도 잡아야 하고 공격도 피해야 되고 다시 자리를 잡는 과정이 반복되기 때문에 이 연계가 끊어지는 상황이 많을 수밖에 없습니다. 그래서 세라핌에게는 이 단점을 보완하는 고유한 패시브 굳건한 의지가 있습니다. 이 굳건한 의지 패시브는 사용 중이던 연계 단계를 약 5초간 유지할 수 있다는 강력한 효과를 가집니다. 예를 들어 배열 깨기 기술로 시작하는 연계가 1, 2, 3, 4 이렇게 4개의 동작으로 이어진다고 했을 때 1번 동작만 쓰고 일단 빠졌다가 5초 안에 연계 커맨드인 우클릭을 입력하면 바로 2번 동작으로 이어집니다. 이 덕분에 세라핌은 회피기, 캔슬기, 주력기 등을 섞어가면서도 끊기지 않는 연계를 이어갈 수 있고 또 원하는 타이밍에 막타를 집어넣는 플레이도 가능합니다. 여러분이 더 이해하기 쉽도록 실제 활용하는 과정을 보여드리겠습니다. 각성 워리어의 특징이라면 매우 빠른 공격 속도와 변화무쌍한 캔슬기 사용이라고 할 수 있는데요. 세라핌은 각성 워리어만큼 액션 전환이 자유롭지는 않습니다. 다만 이 굳건한 의지 패시브를 통해 각성 워리어와는 차별화된 세라핌만의 전투 리듬을 만들어 가실 수 있습니다. 같은 대검을 사용하는 만큼 자연스럽게 두 캐릭터를 함께 언급하게 되었는데요. 세계관 설정을 보면 둘의 차이는 더욱 분명해집니다. 세라핌의 스승은 엔슬라이고 워리어의 스승은 고엔인데요. 사실 이 두 사람은 같은 계보입니다. 바로 엔슬라가 고엔의 할아버지에게 대검술을 배운 사이이기 때문입니다. 동양적인 관점으로 보자면 세라핌과 워리어는 동문관계, 즉 사형제라고 볼 수 있습니다. 참고로 임무는 세라핌이 더 빨랐기 때문에 세라핌이 사저, 워리어가 사제입니다. 다만 거친 용병 생활로 단련된 고엔과 워리어의 대검술은 날 것 그대로의 실전 추구형 검술로 발전해 왔다면 엔슬라와 세라핌의 대검술은 신을 모시는 기사의 검술답게 좀 더 제식과 멋을 중요시하고 있다는 차이점이 있습니다. 이 부분을 중점적으로 두 캐릭터를 비교해보시는 것도 하나의 재미 포인트가 될 수 있을 것입니다. 네, 이번 세라핌은 스칼라나 데드아이어 같은 개방 캐릭터입니다. 다만 다른 개방 캐릭터와는 다른 세라핌만의 특장점이 있는데요. 세라핌은 개방 기술을 사용한다고 해서 무기가 바뀌지 않는다는 점입니다. 처음에 설명드렸던 것처럼 기본 기술로 대검을 사용하고 개방 기술은 더욱더 강한 대검을 사용합니다. 대검 역행에 대한 모험가 여러분의 로망을 최대한 채워드리기 위한 저희의 선택으로 봐주시면 감사하겠습니다. 보시면 세라핌이 시꺼멓게 변해 흑화된 듯한 모습도 있고 반대로 천사의 날개를 펼친 빛의 여기사 같은 모습도 있었는데요. 바로 이 상반된 두 모습이 세라핌 개방의 핵심 특징입니다. 세라핌은 특정형의 분노 기술을 사용하면 일정 시간 동안 능력이 강화됩니다. 이때 빛 강화와 어둠 강화 중 하나를 여러분이 직접 선택해 활용하실 수 있습니다. 두 강화를 동시에 사용할 수는 없고 기술창에서 한 가지를 선택해 포인트를 투자하는 방식입니다. 그럼 먼저 빛 강화인 신성한 맹약부터 소개해 드리도록 하겠습니다. 신성한 맹약을 선택하시면 특정형의 분노 기술을 사용하거나 흡수했을 때 세라핌의 신성력이 극대화되면서 각성 워리어에 버금가는 빠르고 몰아치는 전투 스타일을 즐기실 수 있습니다. 100% 특정형의 분노 효과가 60초 유지이기 때문에 길다고 할 수는 없지만 이 시간 동안은 확실한 속도감과 타격감을 느끼실 수 있도록 준비했습니다. 대신 어둠 강화와 비교하면 기술의 범위가 좁기 때문에 PVP에 좀 더 적합한 형태라고 할 수 있습니다. 그렇다고 PVE에서 억지로 어둠 강화를 강요할 정도는 절대 아니고요. 그냥 나는 빛의 기사 플레이가 좋다 하시면 신성한 맹약으로 사냥하셔도 충분합니다. 대신 짧은 시간이라도 손은 조금 바쁘실 수 있습니다. 반대로 단연한 과제를 선택하시면 세라핌이 원천 에너지를 이용할 수 있게 됩니다. 첫 공개 때부터 많은 분들이 관심을 주셨던 대검에 붙어있는 신비오트 같은 검은 물질 있죠. 그 물질이 세라핌의 몸을 감싸면서 머리칼과 의상이 변화하고 대검도 훨씬 거대해집니다. 자연스럽게 기술의 범위도 확 늘어납니다. 대신 동작 속도가 느려지고 유동성도 감소하지만 그만큼 손에 편해지는 전투가 가능해 PvE에 더 적합한 선택이라고 할 수 있습니다. 정리하자면 세라핌은 굳건한 의지 패시브를 통해 끊기지 않는 나만의 연계 전투 리듬을 만들 수 있고 또 흑정령의 분노 또는 흡수 효과를 통해 빛, 어둠 중 하나를 선택해 여러분 취향에 맞는 전투 스타일을 완성할 수 있습니다. 세라핌 고유의 액션과 손맛을 재미있게 느껴보셨으면 좋겠습니다. 감사합니다.
자, 우선 우경덕 실장님께서 세라핌에 대한 소개를 해주셨고요. 그리고 멋진 전투 영상도 확인할 수
Okay, yeah, so I mean, awesome. A lot of the mechanics explained for the class that we just saw there. Seraph is looking like a really, really interesting class. You know, straying a little bit away from the warrior. You know, that we've had around for such a long time. Be able to do doing some you know, freestyle combos. Seraph really much more so likes to follow her own formula with her unbreakable will mechanic, and that kind of helps her pocket her combos that she's able to string up later on. Between the both forms, of course, there's a little bit of a difference between the gameplay. It looks like light form is going to be a little bit more agile, you know, and you know, as you can see with the massive, I want to call it a claymore. It's just a big.
It's a big hulking.
It's just a big sheet of metal. Her darkness form is going to seem like it's going to have a lot bigger AoEs that are much more slower, heavy hitting. Ash, you know, of course, you are the resident greatsword enthusiast here. What do you think?
I mean, I think it's good. As we know, like Warrior is more so like a cancel combo class, so you kind of want to cancel your skills and kind of focus your combos based on the situation. Whereas Savior, of course, her two different forms play distinctly different. Yeah, one form, as you mentioned, more agile, other form more so into that kind of nearing into that combo feel, but still playing into that raw damage thing that you like to see with big greatswords, right? You want to see that raw damage come out. This is going to be it. And we saw during the combat trailer too, like, you know, she has some of the skills from pretty much the warrior skill line, you know. Of course, Goyen, the teacher of all warriors here, right? But in the case I mentioned by Kyunduk, he said that Goyen is actually a junior here. And, you know, Savior is technically the senior. Ensar learned the greatsword. Ensar is the Valkyrie. And if you may have noticed in some of the lore, some of the Valkyries actually had greatswords. You probably way back then, if you look like way back in like past lore, right, you would see that some of the Valkyries had greatswords in them. They're using it, but as time went on, we kind of like forgot it. You know, you don't really see it. You see the art.
If you don't use it, you'll lose it.
You see the art style. You see, okay, that's cool, and then you just kind of forget all about it, right? So yeah, it's a pretty cool thing. I mean, of course, I'm a warrior main. And we saw all the skills. We saw Gravedigger pretty much in there. I saw like knee kick, kind of in a way more so she's kicking out with her leg. The grab was pretty nice too. The sword grab. It reminds me of the Guardian skill in a sense. I think it's Awakening. Yeah.
It's like the skewer with the polearm.
Even the jump and the crash down was the same exact Guardian sucks.
I mean, as you can see, Wansu is like really quickly explaining his thought process between the design team and how they came to design some of the Seraph's abilities here. You know, I definitely share the same sentiment as the community when they, you know, expressed that, you know, a lot of the newer classes kind of felt like very caster-heavy mage types that even though the, you know, animations were really cool, it kind of just felt like you were stationary while you were doing skills and not much agency to be able to, you know, like really slide around and, you know, have that really like, I guess, frame perfect kind of movement that you remember from some of our older classes. So they kind of are bringing that back with the design of Seraph here, with a lot of her movements being able to just you know, be pocketed with unbreakable will, continue your combo, and also just a lot more of a grittier feel to her, you know, moves, like you said, with the grab especially, just just
impaling someone with it.
Over. Yeah, super cool.
And you saw just now, like you saw the 100% and you saw a 200%, right? So we can see that 100% was the like nice sword in the sky crashing down. 200% shows her two forms kind of fighting each other. And looks like in the end, the dark form has won.
Okay, here we go with the head designer, Jesse. He's going to run us through a little bit more about the design of the class.
Okay. But this class is more so a DR class, so if you're used to warriors, this is going to be kind of your same, you know, block class. You're going to be holding your block, kind of getting yourself a situation you want to see, and then piece up your enemies as you go along, so pretty much good.
Yeah, let's see what he has to share about the class.
가져온 부분이 있습니다. 칼피온 신성대학에 가보시면
Heavy ties to Calpheon, you know.
Yeah, heavy ties, man. Everything leads to Calpheon, even Goyen, the mercenary, you know.
Yeah. And as you can see here, he's mentioning even in CBT time and OBT development phase, they've heavily considered giving Valkyrie the great sword. But as you mentioned, right, very lore heavy. If you are paying attention to some of the Adania lore, you know, you might see some mentions of, you know, some of our classes in the past and some of the weapons that they have. Okay, so we're gonna let Jesse take it over here, and yeah, we'll see you guys in a little bit.
Alrighty.
칼페온 발키리 신성대학과 자연스럽게 이어지는 느낌을 담고자 했습니다. 여러분께서는 지난 여름 에다니아 오르비타에서 만났던 마르가리테를 기억하고 계실 겁니다. 그녀는 검은 사막에서 처음 시도해보는 프로젝트의 주인공이었습니다. 신규 캐릭터가 실제로 출시되기 전에 그 캐릭터가 어떤 스토리를 담고 있는지 검은 사막 세계관에 자연스럽게 녹여내어 실제로 플레이하시는 모험가 여러분들로 하여금 좀 더 극적으로 몰입하실 수 있도록 도와드리려 했습니다. 이러한 저희들의 새로운 시도가 모험가 여러분께 잘 와닿았기를 바랍니다. 세라핌은 칼페온에서 대대로 궁정 대신을 지낸 유복한 집안 브란트 가문에서 태어났습니다. 하지만 운이 나쁘게도 그녀의 아버지가 친구의 빚 보증을 잘못 썼다가 그만 가문이 몰락해버리고 말았는데요. 이후 어떻게든 집안을 다시 일으키려 노력했지만 결국 그녀의 부모님들은 어른 그녀를 남겨두고 떠나버렸습니다. 그렇게 혼자가 된 세라핌은 엘리언교에 몸을 이탁하게 됩니다. 이곳에서 추위와 배고픔을 해결할 수 있었지만 세상에 거저 주어지는 것은 없었습니다. 그녀는 신의 기사를 만들어내는 프로젝트의 실험체로 발탁되어 혹독한 실험을 견뎌내야만 했습니다. 그런 그녀에게 어떤 인연과 어떤 사건들이 기다리고 있었는지는 세이비어 오디오북과 인게임 스토리 의뢰를 통해 확인해주세요. 세라핌의 개방 의뢰는 세라핌의 전담 성우이신 안수연 성우님을 필두로 라라 역의 윤하영 성우님 등 호화 성우진이 참여한 풀더빙 스토리 의뢰로 제공됩니다. 그리고 에다니아 오르비타의 메인 의뢰에는 세라핌 모험가님들을 위한 전용 스크립트도 마련되어 있습니다. 많은 관심과 플레이를 부탁드리겠습니다. 지금까지 검은 사막의 31번째 신규 캐릭터 세라핌에 대해서 모험가 여러분과 함께 살펴보는 시간을 가졌었는데요. 이제 모험가 여러분께서 제일 궁금해하실 출시일에 대해 설명드릴 차례인 것 같습니다. 세라핌은 바로 오늘 업데이트되는 검은 사막 연구소에서 바로 만나보실 수 있게 되고요. 정식 출시일은 다음 주 수요일 12월 17일 한국 번역 업데이트를 시작으로 전국과 동시 업데이트 예정입니다. 이번 세라핌은 모험가 여러분의 칭찬을 제대로 듣고 싶어서 정말 열심히 준비했으니까요. 많이 플레이해 주시고 피드백도 많이 남겨주셨으면 좋겠습니다. 감사합니다.
네, 여러분 어떠셨나요? 저희가 우사 매구 이후로 이 신캐를 준비할 때 이 캐릭터가 가진 서사에 대해서
Alright, so a little bit more into her lore, you know, Savior,
House of Brendan,
Seraphim.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of iconography from Calpheon, so that's where she was born and raised. And as you can tell, she does have some ties to the Valkyrie and I don't want to say Nova, but definitely with Goyen and the Warriors as well. So yeah, super cool. You know, I think I got my reroll coupons ready, so I'm gonna go ahead and take that leap of faith when she drops. They did mention that the release date was gonna be for KR. It's gonna be on the 18th, I believe, right? Right after the.
It should be, I believe it's 17 for KR, 18 for global.
Ah, there you go. Yeah. So yeah, we understand that some of you guys are, you know, much more looking for that type of very specified gameplay with like Succession and Awakening.
Yeah.
And as you can see, she's going to be an Ascension class that's going to be playing with both. I definitely feel that in some of the cases before, it kind of just locks you behind one sort of playstyle, and you know, that could be kind of, you know, not as intuitive as you would like sometimes. Maybe you want to really focus on one of the side of either the light side or the dark side. But, you know, I would say give it a chance. I really do enjoy Ascension classes for one reason in particular, is that they do always flow really nicely between both forms, especially with the design of some of the cooldowns and the skills. So, you know, I think definitely just hop in, give it a swing.
I mean, like, you know, the classes that we see right now, they have like a sort of identity towards them. I mentioned just now, they thought it was a bit awkward if you get her Awakening playstyle, right? her with a big greatsword switching back and forth with her playstyle didn't really fit in that moment of going with Awakening or a Succession path. So they stuck with Ascension this time, but the future is still different. I mean, player feedback plays a strong point in class development.
Yeah, for sure.
So like if you like you said, people are looking for you know, a female greatsword class or more of a female class is more of a knight kind of sense of it. This is the class for you right there. But also in the future, you know, depending on how your feedback is provided to us, you will help shape the game. You'll help, you know, we'll bring about classes that can fit your playstyle. If you want more Succession kind of feels or more of that kind of dynamic of like, yeah, I want this path and this path. Your feedback is literally going to be the one that helps shape this game, which is a really cool thing.
Yeah, and nothing's out of question, right?
Yep.
Especially if you've seen some of the things that we were, you know, seeing that there was no chance of happening before it happened, like the health pot being placed into the family inventory, stuff like that. So
yep.
Yeah, please continue to let us know what you think about this class.
And you mentioned Jesse Ju had mentioned, you know, the release date for KR and also global, and we just mentioned right now the console's coming out January 8th.
Yeah.
So
hey, we're right up there. You know?
Right there.
All those you know, fears about this class not coming out for months, and then I know that, you know, especially for console, that's kind of been how it's been for a lot of the classes, or even the content in the past. It's been just like a huge amount of time just watching everyone. It's like the Squidward meme where you're watching Patrick and SpongeBob run past, you know, through your window. Yeah, but no, we're getting it very, very soon as well. Of course, there's going to be some checks and balances that we have to do with the console platform itself.
Yes.
But we're getting that class out to you guys immediately. Here, we're going to jump into a lot of the stuff that we're going to be covering today.
A lot of topics. Wow.
PvE, PvP,
new adventures,
yeah,
kill.
New adventure support. Yeah, it's everything all across the line.
I'm looking forward to PvP, you know. I'm quite sure a lot of cool changes out there, especially PvE as well too. I know, you know, a lot of people want something to make their time feel more, you know, worth. So just think the changes may be in their cards.
Yeah, you know, I always trust Big W wants to, so let's see if he has some good news for us. Especially, you know, since he has so much feedback through the, you know, the year. See what he's got.
Yeah.
오늘은 그 흐름으로 컨텐츠 개선에 대해 저희가 준비한 내용을 전달해 드리겠습니다.
네, 그리고 현재 많은 분들께서 이 에다니아 출시 이후에 현재 저희 게임의 상황이 어떤지, 그리고 앞으로 어떤 방향으로
The way
게임이
talking about
진행되는지
Edania is like it's been
많이
so long
궁금하실 것
since
같아요.
and we just got it recently, so it's like it's just fresh off the boat for us.
Yeah, very fresh, and we're already diving into seeing what's next.
많이 부담도 되는데 저희 내실 많이 준비했으니까 많은 응원 부탁드리겠습니다.
Yeah, and you know, just really
그럼 첫
letting
번째 주제는
everyone know that it's been obviously being a developer is not easy, right? With the whole the weight of the adventures, you know, hopes and aspirations on their shoulders. They always want to do best for the community, to see what the adventure is most interested in seeing from the development team. So, you know, Edania was a pretty big step forward in terms of bringing content to various different aspects, whether it's PvP with the weekly throne challenge, or, you know, just more PvE spots for, you know, people to enjoy, some end game spots for people to really shoot for. So yeah,
we'll see some average gear score.
실화 이후에
Oh.
무언가 여러분의 성장이 정말 큰 폭으로 올라갔습니다.
Oh.
군항 보조무기 에다나 갑옷이 나오면서
so yeah, as you can see,
크게 오르게 됐는데요.
everyone is getting geared to the teeth right now. What we're showing up on the screen here is going to be the gear score. Changes the averages from where we were back in April to now in November. That's when they started collecting the data. Obviously, we are in December. But, I mean, you know, that just goes to say that a lot of the things in Black Desert has changed. The new player experience is very much so expedited now, and you just are able to jump into the action immediately, get started with going, especially with all the freebies, right? The Pen Black Stars, the free mythical horses. You just, like, get plugged in immediately, and you're able to jump into a lot of the more late game contents that we have in store for you.
Yeah, man. Wow, it's just like it's pretty good. This is all because of the Adana gear and Sovereign gear kind of bumping your gear score up pretty highly. So.
Yep. And right now, really quickly going over some of the monster zones that have been seeing a lot of activity. Yep. And what's really interesting to see here is that these are going to be the top grind slots that you see from most adventures. As you see on the very top here, it's going to be the Tenebrom's Castle. You know, very, very, I would say, leaning on the high end of grind spots, but still chill enough that
not the highest, but Close enough.
It's chill, yeah, and you still make a ton of money. But what was really interesting to see there was to see that Darkseekers was up there at second place.
Oh yeah.
Just because as a Lucadia spot, you know, it's very recent in our memory, but it's just still really, really big silver per hour, and a lot of the items are super relevant, especially the Dark Hungers.
Yeah, Hungers are way what people need nowadays for bucks.
Yeah, being able to bump that fail stack even higher for some of these insane enhancements like maybe Oct and beyond.
You need it, man. You need this.
Yeah, and here Wansu is just, you know, quickly kind of just congratulating. I guess I don't know if he's congratulating or just like a little bit taken aback about how quickly Adventures got either caught up or jumped into the game and got geared super quickly.
Yeah, people are flying out there, man.
Yeah.
Yep, this is more so about Kira Adventure data right now at the moment.
Just the spread of the grind spots. Yeah, but it's really nice to see that we have all these end game spots now, because it seemed like before it was just kind of a few spots that were making a ton of money.
Yeah, and now it's just kind of expanding a bit more.
Yeah,
it's more so about like, you know, giving you like kind of like, I say, credit for your work done. You get these end game spots that have higher EXP, higher silver per value, which, you know, shows that your investment is kind of
more
useful.
Purpose for the gear that you have here now.
Exactly that. Yeah, talking about usually how, you know, we go to these upper grind zones, you know, the stuff that you may need from that grind zone, it's like you're losing out on silver per hour, right? Like, for example, you know, you would go to farm your treasure peaks, right? Before you go to these lower grind zones, you're losing out on silver power. But now we have the Island Urban Landscape being one of the options. We can now move those to different higher end grind spots, so you can now use that to kind of like get your silver somewhat, you know, good, but you get the grind in an area that's relevant, more relevant, and get your treasure piece of treasure you're looking for, either the Rich Merchant Ring or scroll or the map board, even compass, etc.
Yeah, and Jezok here is kind of touching on the fact that, you know, we've seen some of the feedback from the adventurers on how, you know, even with all these endgame grind spots and things to do, some of the new systems around gear score and how it interacts with how much silver you're able to make on certain gear scores is a little bit more restrictive now, since they have changed up the brackets a little bit. So, you know, they definitely understand that that's something that y'all want us to change and look forward into, because you know, a lot of people like to pride themselves on being able to be very good grinders, very efficient with their class, and, you know, having their skill with their class shine through.
Speaking.
대신 이 최고 사냥터에서만 얻을 수 있는 새로운 전리품을 추가해서 좀 새로움을 드리려고 합니다. 이미 최고 수준에 도달하신 분들에게는 더 재미있는.
It's like it's like the ABC situation where you have like the highest grind zone, second, third. So
we're basically just gonna have tiered grind spots that will offer even more rewards for people who are gonna challenge the highest level.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and then it kind of tiers into these high tier, medium tier, and beginner tier.
So you have like the third one being kind of like the lower tier for new players area.
And just so you can experience
second,
it.
And I think the idea here is to try to like give more top tier spots, more like an incentive to actually go for the spots, right? You know, hey, you know, maybe I need something that other spots don't give me, whether it's silver. I mean, everyone gets silver for spots, right? But you may
just
need
more
something
rare
else.
loot, something that you say that, you know, I've gone to this point and I'm able to get a chance to get here. Oh, and here's going to be some really big news. Some of our crowd favorite grind spots are coming back in a very, very big way. As you can see on the left side, we have Star's End. You know, who doesn't remember Star's End, right? You know, past the GM in the you know, in the Santa outfit, we have this grind spot that's just so iconic in the history of Black Desert. So many people kind of made their, you know, entire accounts grinding here. A lot of the, you know, high highs and low lows those, of course. If you're not able to get any distortion earrings, or you went home and you blew them all up, or you know the massive god haul of bringing home like 8 earrings and making like a few tets.
There's a video here too.
Yep, just a little bit of a preview of the new spot. So Star's End is going to be changed now to be a 395 AP spot. I remember correctly, it's going to be insane.
So you know how like Adania zones, they're more so on these like stopgap grind spots. You hit summon a boss like this essentially, and it will focus on that kind of same pattern. It's focusing here because most adventurers prefer this kind of like breathing room you get, right? You get to, instead of just grinding circles constantly, you get kind of like, I would say fatigue.
Yeah, a little bit of reprieve now from that, you know, constant going in loops. So yeah, super cool, and now there's new mechanics as well, so super cool to see for Stars In. And of course we also have Sikria, you know, the underwater grind zone, also a very big crowd favorite, has a special part in everyone's memories of Black Desert. Also getting that same bump, Abyssal Zone is going to be bumped up to 395, which is going to be quite the challenge.
Wow, 395 AP, I know a handful of adventurers who already got there.
Yeah.
I said they beat the game. Congratulations.
Oh, apparently not, because there's going to be new grind spots for you to tackle.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and okay, yeah, here you go. Sikria is getting a double whammy. So the upper zone is also getting a little bit of a rework too. Previously, it's kind of just been like a zone that was just very lackluster. A lot of people dreaded going there because they'd be looking for the rich merchant ring piece that drops there. But you know, the silver per hour there was just kind of non-existent with the drops that you would get here. So now we're revamping it. It's going to be a 300 AP zone. So nice place for people to get stuck into as they're bridging the gap between early game after seasons and getting much so into the mid game and end game of Black Desert. They're going to be able to go to that spot.
Another added spot. This is a 3-party zone spot. So we know adventurers are looking for more ways to enjoy the game together. Now you have a 3-party zone spot coming to the Adania zone near the Zephyros Castle location here. So it's pretty nice to see more of these zones. You can see
interesting mechanics that we have going on here.
It's like there's like some kind of barrier locking it in there. You can see the warrior and
some Megu and Berserker just going at it, huh?
Ah.
Yeah, it's really cool though. I mean, like, I feel like we've been kind of lacking in the group grind spot department for a while. So, especially with Adania coming out and that kind of being the prime focus for a lot of the PvE enjoyers out there, bringing in these group grind spots is definitely welcome.
Yeah, you can see the AP is only 380 AP. I mean, I say that only, but it's more accessible versus the 395 AP, which is like literally your deck everything. You're done. This is more so like, hey, I'm oc'd everything and I'm just right there pretty much. So
and here we go, new Dekia Lantern spots. A lot of people have been clamoring for Mirror Mock to be added to the pool of Olvia mobs. This isn't exactly what you asked for, but it is a version that we are looking forward to. Really cool, especially since Dekia is kind of notorious for having just like massive loot for our adventurers to go after. Seeing these new spots is going to be super awesome, especially for Gyphins, right? Having your upper Gyphins group party now, you can bring the boys back together for some more challenging content with Dekia's Lantern.
This reminds me of the old days, how you would sit there, you're people grinding in, Miramac or Gyphin, and then just be constant back-to-back war, deck war. I'm like, what's going on here? Everyone's just like fighting over the spot, or they're just getting jumped by red players as well too. I'm imagining that we're having like a harken back to those times a bit where we see that happening.
Yeah.
Take a look around there, around Kama Sylvia, and see how things are going after this console.
Yeah. So here, Wansu's going to be introducing the fact that a lot of these new zones that are being introduced in the game will now be sectioned off very clearly as a top tier grind zone.
Yep.
And as we go into the future, we may add more regions into this list that we have started off with. But I think this will be a nice piece of, few spots that are really challenging, a little bit of nostalgia with some of them to get our adventurers involved with it. 395 is nothing to scoff at, so gotta get grinding for
that's
sure.
like, that's end game right there. Like, quite high.
Yeah. Yep, here you go. More information about the exclusive drops that you're going to be getting from these top grind zones.
Exclusive drops, you say?
Yeah. We are playing MMORPG after all, so
Yeah.
you know, that loot, you got to get that loot. So it's going to be a nice surprise that we're going to be including in some of these revamped top tier grind zones that are going to make it, you know, very much so worth your while as an adventure.
Versus the corrupt oil of immortality. So that's usually only available, as you mentioned, through seals and events.
Yep.
That is really difficult to come by. But now, these top tier zones, your buddies out there who are grinding at, I know some of the adventurers out there who are already at that zone level, you're going to be sitting there getting us all those corrupt oil or immortality. Immortality, yeah.
More bang for your buck too,
Heck
right?
yeah, I'll
Whatever
take it.
potions, elixirs that you're going to be popping now, they're going to have a way more effective lifespan whenever you are using them. So this is a super nice thing to add into the loot table here.
Yeah, so please help your fellow adventurer out. Grind these spots and sell them to me. I need more of this.
Okay, we got a trailer coming up here for the new spots.
Oh, Stars and Reborn.
So,
저희가 준비.
there you have it. As you can see from the little trailer there, Wansu is bringing something that we have, you know, asked for plenty in the past with the weapon dye effects, being able to further customize your character some more. These will also be dropping from the highest tier grind spots. So super cool stuff. Hey, I don't know. I see that purple and it just looks super nice, super ominous.
It looks menacing, dude. I'm
Yeah,
like,
I think I'm
whoa.
gonna be shooting for that one. They're bringing back a lot of the black and red too, you know, a classic motif that you've seen in the past. So yeah, I'm really excited to see that we are bringing in that very sought after feature, and yeah, maybe we can expand on that in the future to see what other colors we can add to the collection here.
Yeah, currently you mentioned only red and purple are available, but I know I saw a adventurer talk about this on Reddit. They said before, even me in game, you guys forgot about the dye system for, you know, our weapons. It's like, yeah, you know, we're still working on it.
The devs are busy.
And they're like, nah, you guys forgot about it. Here it is. It's part of it there, as you see, right, as you saw right now. They're mentioning about the current two available, only purple and red, but there's probably room for the future for more colors, you know?
Just stick in there, you know, stay tight, and there's definitely going to be more colors I feel like could be coming in the future.
Yeah.
This is just the beginning.
As you saw just now, it said like it's also can be sellable on the central market. So those people out there who are grinding those high-end zones, again, help us out.
Yep.
Help your fellow adventurer, please. I need those dyes.
Yes.
Again, the warrior, you know, warrior in Adonis gear, picking up his trusty soldering greatsword.
I mean, they kind of got all the big colors figured out, like, you know, yellow with the whole sovereign motif, you know, obviously super cool, but now you get, you know, a little basement plast, you got your black star colorways, and also the Goddard colorway with the purple. Yeah, like I said, I'm probably going to be going for that purple one.
I mean, a lot of people do like purple too, because when we had the free black star, they would trade their black star for Goddard, and I was because like purple and black is the thing.
But see, the thing with the Goddard weapons is that the effect of the actual weapon was like a black smoky effect.
Oh, okay.
And that was the one thing I didn't really like too much about the Goddard weapons, because although the you know, the cracks in your Goddard weapon would, you know, bleed a little bit of purple out, I kind of wanted the effect to be purple, you know what I mean? More so that you can see it. But now, hey, there you have it, right? The sword itself has a little bit of the purple accents in the you know, in between the weapon, but also now it's going to be emitting like a purple aura as well.
Oh, I mean,
yeah,
it looks, like I said, it looks menacing, especially with that purple and black and the Donna gear. I don't know.
Yeah, looks sick.
Looks great.
앞으로 추가될 성장 요소들도 상위권의 재미와 후발주자들의 부담, 이 두 가지를 균형 있게 보면서 계속 맞춰 나가도록 하겠습니다. 네, 이번에는
And yeah, I mean, like, you know, this might not be the craziest type of loot for everyone, but I think something that we're seriously lacking in Black Desert is some of that horizontal type of reward track. So having these things that people can look forward to just not so much enhance the combat power of your character, but, you know, just give your character a little bit more flair. It's always welcome. You know, fashion is the best end game in, you know,
every MMORPG out there.
So there you go.
Oh, this is an interesting part here.
Some notes from him about the progression systems in Black Desert. I think I'll let him reveal it himself, but this is honestly going to be a really big change.
Oh, yes.
원래는 공방합을 기준으로 보상을 드리는 것도 고려를 했었는데요. 현재 상황에서는 좀 공격력이 우선이라는 생각이 들어서
who doesn't like AP?
I love me some AP.
달성 기준으로 특별 도전 과제를 구성했습니다.
Yeah, so as you can see here, we do have some tiered brackets that, you know, people have. You know, in the past, you've always been focused on the I gotta hit my 264s, my 281s, my 309s, and other than getting the extra AP, you know, which we don't have much anymore, it's gonna be much more streamlined. They didn't really have any other reason to go for these brackets, right? But now, with this new season of changes that we're gonna be introducing here, it looks like for these increments of gear score that you will be attaining, we're gonna be awarding you guys with hammer boxes.
And my eyes don't deceive me. I saw 20. My 4 eyes saw 20.
That's 20 numbers, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, and then you got 20 tiers of achievement levels. So yeah, as you can see on the screen there, you're going to be able to choose from 3 rewards here. It's going to either be, you know, your ancient hammers for your Karazad, your primordial hammers for your sovereign weapons, and also, well, actually, just the hammers. Sorry, not 3 things. 1 box, 2 things to get from it. But yeah, you're going to be getting hammers for all these little stopping points.
Yeah.
So
20 though is a lot.
Yeah, 20 is going to be really nice. And yeah, I feel like, you know, adventurers are always hounding us for like, yo, give us more hammers, give us more hammers. Like, hey man, you got to work for the hammers, man. Like, I mean, you've been getting too much on the house. You got to do a little bit of work, right? So just a little nice kickback for people who are, you know, really diligently progressing their character. Now when you reach breakpoints, get a nice reward with it, right? You get a nice little tap on the house from us. You'd be able to attempt to get even more gains.
Yeah, 20 hammers is quite a lot right
exactly,
there.
Yep, another change coming through to some of the activities in-game for Cron stones, because, you know, that's going to be another pain point from a lot of adventurers, especially as you push more so into the later game, where it's going to be very, very expensive in that factor. Yeah, starting with the Pit of Undying.
Yeah, many people do Pit of Undying for the Cron stones. You know, then they usually go from there to other content that we have available that can give some Cron stones. But this is the main form of content right here, other than vending your Cron stones, right? So we're now making it more invest-worthy by using Dark Rifts, existing content pretty much, to kind of like give you more of a way to get those Cron stones and make those safe enhancements, you know, make that progression be a bit more smoother for you going forward here.
And you know, I hope that this is common knowledge, but if it isn't known to you yet, you do get a reset of 6 Dark Rift bosses every week. So if you defeat every single one of them, you know, before they reset on the new week, you're going to be getting 100 Cron stones for them. Moving on to Ataraxion, we do have a nice bit of Cron stones coming out of your weeklies as well. When you finish the Ataraxion Dungeons weekly, you're going to be handed 500 Cron stones right there. You know, a lot of people have kind of streamlined that process, and the last time we hopped on stream to do some of that, it was a little bit rocky for some of us.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty sure that adventurers out there are really quickly just, you know, getting in there, chop shop, clean house, and, you know, now you're going to be getting a nice boost of Cron stones for completing that as well.
And each week you can pretty much get a total of 1,600 Cron stones by doing your Pit of Undying, your Dark Rift boss, your Ataraxion. And Ataraxion is a single quest, it's a weekly quest, so you can choose whichever one it can be. Valmekia, Sukakia, Orzekia, Yolonekia, all that stuff right there. Do your quests and get going.
1,600 Cron stones, that's 2 outfits, about a little bit less than 2 outfits, but hey, you know, for doing just a little bit of weekly activities, I think that's definitely worth it.
Yeah. We're talking about the Ataraxian difficulty and how many adventurers focus on Olvia, and season was pretty much non-existent with like 0.5% people.
You know,
doing season.
some people would still do them. I understand like some of our people who really love to get into the dungeons just to enjoy it with some of the newer adventurers. They would like to hop in there, but yeah, now we're gonna streamline everything so that we're not gonna have people do the Olvia mode or the normal mode and then also the season mode. It's gonna be one Ataraxion. Get in there, do it, and then you'll be able to knock out these weekly rewards.
The difficulty is pretty much going to remain the same in Olvia, I believe, maybe slightly adjusted, but that means also no longer having to jump into Olvia form first and then do that and just jump right in.
Yeah. I always hate I'm here at the spot, where you guys at? And for the longest time it's like, bro, you forgot to switch to Olvia.
Oh yeah, it's like whoop, my bad,
guys. Okay, so now we have
next, the world boss
up.
updates. A lot of adventurers talked about this before too, how there be too many world bosses in different locations here, and like it's like, man, I gotta set up my AFK or my world boss alt here, and swap between all of them. We're now limiting the amount that is spawning each kind of like time frame slot, as you see on the screen here. We're making it, I believe, about 2 per time slot there, and then by doing so, obviously the limitation right there has been greatly limited by bosses that are available. We're gonna bump up the rewards a bit more, make it more worth your time there.
Definitely a big up.
Yeah.
A lot of the contents in the past have been kind of power crept by some of the new stuff that we've been introducing. So like you said, I think it's a really welcome update. Just not having to run all the way across the world or having like 20 different boss ults for everything. Now you can actually just go to a few of these world bosses that you find more meaningful for whatever purpose that you have, and then just being able to knock them out for even better rewards.
Yeah, it's pretty good here. I mean, I think it's gonna also help bring more life towards the old bosses too, like like Nuver, Zarka, Karanda, and so on. It's gonna be bringing more life to them, make it more appealing. They're gonna be increasing the rare spawn rate. So I saw someone asking me on EU saying, "Hey Ash, where is the Blessed Nuver?" I'm like, it's random. Yeah, I can't make it pop. Well, I can make it pop, but I'm not gonna do it. But yeah. But here you go. We're gonna increase those spawn rates to make it more convenient for you to see them, and also increase the reward difficulty, reward skill too.
So now we're gonna be moving on into some of the changes that we have for your NAB hard campsite, or whatever camping site that you are using. It's gonna be talking about some of the buffs that you can get from your campsite, especially with some of them in the past being added that weren't there. Especially with the church buffs, they weren't exactly there before, but now have been added. And now, to make things even easier for everyone, we're going to be streamlining all 3 buffs into one nice buff that you can get. There you go.
It's called the Adventurer's Blessing?
Blessing of Adventurer's Scroll.
Yes. Yeah. Bit of an audio issue.
And here you can see we can also have a few tent buffs that have been, kind of, I guess, streamlined a little bit as well. I'm also a very, very OCD about my efficiency.
Oh, yes.
So I hate seeing just like getting the wrong tent buff or having the tent buff, kind of like expire while I'm not doing anything. But now you have these nice scrolls that you're going to be able to pick up to, really pick and choose when you want to pop that tent buff, and streamlining the whole process there.
So these are scrolls, right? And our fairy continuous care scrolls, can they be auto-used?
Hey, I don't know, but they have the functionality to pop 16 items. A lot of those items have been halved because you have the elixirs of harmony.
Yeah.
See, there you go. Wansu is also talking about it yourself. There you go. You'll be able to use that through their continuous care too. Super nice quality of life.
Oh, they're bumping each
nice.
level now.
There you go. Like, even more nice quality of life for the continuous care.
I need to try my best to get V. I'm still at TET right now for my continuous care. Need to bump those numbers up to V, man.
Oh man.
Ooh.
Very nice change coming to the primordial Blackstones. Especially since we have gone Land of Morning Light 2. It's been a hot minute now, especially when it first came out. I remember that people were, crying about like, oh, bro, you got to give us more chances to get these stones so I can tap my weapon. But now it's flooding the market, right?
Yeah, now
everyone's getting them insane values. Now you're going to be able to turn them into stacks for your enhancement. So that's super, super cool.
I can see the market now. The stonks are just rising up. I'm like,
From perma min listed to
Yeah.
you know just climbing up and being sold out.
Someone's like, go online right now. Buy all of them. Buy all of them.
Yeah.
Markets in shambles. Everyone's
I
running
can
towards
see
the
my
market.
console market moguls out there just building an empire on some of these.
Yes. Oh, this is going over like it's like so we know how we have our grind efficiency. That's one of the main concerns I think for all Black Desert adventures out there. You're trying to grind, make sure you're having the most efficient grind out there. This is going to be a new feature that is already on Global Lab, and it's going to be now brought to live servers, where you can now see how efficient you are for your grind session at that period of time. So if you know if you're falling behind a bit in your rotation or you're exceeding your rotation, you can learn what you did there and what you can do better from the previous ones that fell a bit short from previously. So this is going to show you a bit of like what your loot you also obtain as well too. So you have kind of a more, it's like more information to understand what was done at that period of time, so you can understand like if it's worth your time, if I should do something better, or if I should go to a new spot, you know.
Okay, and now moving on to the next part here, we have the Alchemy Stone rework. Know that a lot of people have had their personal thoughts about some of the systems that we have that currently exist in Black Desert, so let's see what Wansu has to say.
Yeah, there's a certain adventurer out there whose name's rhymes of Isby has been asking me about Alchemy Stone for a long time.
And now you can see like this is the difference between the Vel's Heart and the Splendid Destruction Stone. But you know, having either or is probably gonna be kind of annoying, right? I know that everyone on console has their own stone, but now we're gonna be introducing a way for you to, I guess, get even stronger than before. You're going to be able to combine the Vel's Heart with your Splendid Stone, Shining Stone, God forbid if you have one of those.
If you have one of those, question mark? I can see your account there. What's going on?
So
but
now you're going to be able to combine them. So as you can see here on the screen, being able to combine different stones into this new Alchemy Stone, as you can see on the right here, it's going to be super, super cool.
Yeah.
And especially since everyone on console, like I said, you have a free Vel's Heart. So now you can,
console exclusive.
Exactly. You can go ahead and do it right off the bat, right after this update goes live, and you'll have your new empowered Alchemy Stone.
Yeah, and the idea here between is because, as we all know, seeing numbers on our gear score is amazing, but not seeing numbers is like sad, right?
Yeah. And
so
now you can actually be more specialized in your gameplay, because the Vel's Heart's nice, but it's kind of just like the standard, right? You want to have different types of playstyles, especially if you're trying to build, say, more tankier with the resplendent sturdy stones. I think. Wait, what was the yellow one called again for the yellow alchemy stones?
Resplendent Stone of Protection.
Stone of Protections. There you go. I don't know how that slipped my mind, but you can either go towards that end, or then you want to go towards destruction. So you're gonna want to pop in your purple stones. So now you're gonna be able to mix and match. Really nice.
As you just saw just now, the material to increase your Alchemy Stone is from Dark Rifts.
There you go.
More bringing you back to those contents that you've been trying to ignore. I've been ignoring mine too long.
Gotta do the mesh.
But a fan favorite just now has been shown, Altar of Blood. I've played that back in 2019, 2010. Yes, the hordes of mobs from the portals defending it. I remember back then, like I got to, I think it was wave or stage 8. Very, very difficult back then. The rewards were pretty good at that time, but as you progress, it got kind of.
I think just being able to hang out with your friends to do this like endless wave content was just super, super fun.
Oh yes, man.
Especially just seeing, like I kind of like to, I wouldn't say, I wouldn't say be toxic, but just heckling your team.
Oh yeah.
Like how are you able to let these mobs through? Man?
Yeah, exactly.
I trusted you on this side, and just having a good time defending your tower. Like you said, stages 8, 9, and 10 were definitely super, super cool and a little bit difficult. Actually not a walk in the park. So
oh yeah,
it'd be awesome.
Yeah, as you see right there, durability reaches 0. It's game over for you pretty much. It's a tower defense game.
Yeah, an interesting thing to note about this too is it's actually going to be kind of scaling the event. So before it'll be you know, just you have your floors 1 to 10, but now we're going to be introducing a lot more floors to that system. As you can see on your screen here too, the gear score requirements is going to be a little bit more heftier, just to make it so that it's something that you want to really work your ways towards.
Yeah, it's going to be quite an interesting thing seeing this back again. I miss it a lot, honestly.
Yeah, really fun content. So I know a lot of people are really excited out there to get Altar of Blood back.
Preparing up to 30 floors.
Crazy stuff, huh?
Wow.
Yeah.
And people are always talking they want more group content. It's the bigger group content that we're bringing back. You know, I'm loving to see this come back. Very nice. And as I just saw right now, you know, one important thing is that, well, we mentioned right now, you clear this stage, you can replay it again. So if your buddy is stuck on stage 14, you're on stage 18, like, hey man, you know, I need some help. You can jump back in, help your buddy.
Yep.
Get the stage 15, and you're good to go.
Yep. Going over the Black Shrine, the boss, the post Crown Prince. I know that everyone in all our regions have been having, I would say, a hell of a time fighting him, but it sounds more like a hellish time fighting him because it's just so hard to defeat this boss.
Yeah, it's like overcoming that. Like, I saw a few people on NA beat it recently as well too. He told me about it. Took a little screenshot together. It's like, you know, the trial and error that you have for that hardcore difficulty is always like rewarding at the end where you finally beat it. You're like, finally I beat it. I got my title. I'm the best. But same Ultra Blood is going to have that same exact feeling with difficulty as it ramps up. And again, just mentioned just now, the rewards, the loot's going to be advice about focus and also hunger focus, which is going to help you keep getting more of a way to further progress your character in terms of like your armor and weapons.
Yeah, especially with the hungers, like you mentioned earlier, it's going to be something that's super sought after, especially since, you know, it's very much a freestyle item that you can apply to any of your build stacks. Definitely going to be looking for more ways to get that.
벌써 1시간 가까이가 지났습니다. 자, 그만큼 오늘 해주실 이야기가 정말 많은 것 같은데요. 잠시
So, yeah, it looks like we're going to be taking a little bit of a break. There's a lot of things that have been introduced in the PvE side of things. Okay, nice. We're going to be going into you know, more lighthearted part of the stream here where we have some rewards.
Rewards say.
We love rewards. Let's see what they have.
지금까지 잘 따라와 주신 여러분에 대한 감사의 의미로 제가 중간 깜짝 선물을 준비해 주셨습니다.
Surprise gift
자, 그럼
from
원수님 어떤
Big W
선물인지 알려주시죠?
Here he is.
네, 일단 지금까지 저희가 계속 준비해온 걸 쭉 들려드리는 형태로 발표를 하다 보니까 살짝 환기 차원에서 중간 보상을 준비했습니다. 우선은 크론석 5,000개와 발크스의 250개
right out the gate, huh?
5,000 Cron stones up at 250 advice of dog stacks. I am seeing all the enhancement windows pop up saying I succeeded. Don't worry, ask for his blessing.
Hey, throw them up in chat, man. W wants to. Throw them up. Throw them up.
W wants to.
I mean, I guess technically just like announced this reward, but I'm pretty sure Wansu had a very big play in getting these Cron stubs snuck in there for us, so don't worry.
We can spam W Wansu and Jessica in chat, give them both.
Yeah, super awesome. So yeah, again, thanks for joining us for the Calpheon Ball. You know, it's been a long journey since we've been through everything this year, and yeah, we just want to make it worth your while here by celebrating with us. So thank you so much for that.
Let's go on to the next topic though. PvP. I know a lot of adventures out there. It's like a hot topic.
Yep.
Especially Node War and Conquest War here. Let's hear from the devs.
네, 이번에는 PVP 콘텐츠가 주제인데요. 벌써부터 이 얘기를 나오면 기대해 주시는 분들이 많이 있을 것 같은데.
As you can see, it's kind of like a touchy topic right here. He's like, it's very nerve-wracking. I understand that completely, you know.
항상 이렇게 PVP 얘기가 나오면 밸런스 얘기를 많이 말씀을 해주시는데 거점전 이야기를 원래 시작하려고 했었는데 그 전에 밸런스 얘기를 잠깐
Yeah,
해보자면요.
so looks like just Huck's gonna go over some of the changes that they have in store for us. As you can see
제일
from
고민 중인 게 방어력
you know,
문제가
him on the live stream right now,
예를
he's
들어서
actually
화면으로
actively
호흡을
looking
낼수
through some of
있는데
the chats that are being shared
Yeah.
I think by our Korean
그런
adventurers to
상황들이
see what they're talking about in
불편하게
terms of
만들고
this topic, and of course
그런
they've collected
때문에
tons of feedback within the
빌드리그에서도
past
방어력
year
위주의
that
세팅에서
we've
반감이
been
되고
around. So
뭐 거점
yeah, I'm
정면전에서도
really
네,
looking
말씀하신
to
것처럼
see some big
뭐
news coming
방세
out in this sector.
방어력 위주의
Mhm.
세팅하고 부속 건물
Talking about, you know, how tanky builds just run around deleting annexes. You know, that's a popular thing I see in Conquest War and Node War. You know, hearing the comms, the Shies full DP'd out, or even some of the warriors out there just
Meme builds.
full DP'd out. Just we're gonna hit this spot here, guys, and everyone's just like ranging at top, like you're not dying. What's going
Can't
on?
do anything about them.
근본적으로 이런 문제가 발생하는
So you know, they of course see this. You know, hear your feedback. Again, this is all about having us kind of more so referring, hey, we see your feedback. You know, we're just trying to make sure we take a approach that's more surgical, right? We don't want to go ahead and just like scrap everything. We want to make sure we get the right thing down here, so we don't, you know, ruin too much of the fun and experience that you may have being on that side, or maybe be on the opposite side. Kano's adventures, trying to get them down.
So yeah, right now he's going over some of the stat bonuses that you get for having higher AP and DP, especially when you do factor in some of the extra things like such as crystals. I think he's really just acknowledging the fact that some of these DP builds, like you said, kind of been really dominant and just kind of too strong.
네, 그럼 이어서 바로 거점전 이야기부터 좀
We're straight to Node
시작해볼게요.
Wars here.
우선 각 권역별로 현재 거점전을 어떻게 즐겨주고 계신지 확인을 좀 해보면요. 네, 아마 지금 보이실 것 같은데 이 거점전, 이 권역마다 이 거점전 진행 방식의 차이가 있다는 걸 확인할 수 있습니다. 뭐 권역마다 차이는 있지만 결국 이제 저희가 제공해드리는 두 가지는
since we've had occupation and also construction being included into the game now, just quickly displaying some of the data that goes behind, you know, which regions favor what type of game modes more so.
Yeah, SA has more. Wait, whoa. SA actually JP Asia CN is like occupation 100% for SA was 80% or so. So very interesting. I do know on the Asia server for console, like, we have mainly Asia players do go for occupation more, whereas console NA and EU are more so construction.
Yep.
For Conquest War area, so it's interesting to see that.
So first off the bat here for Node Wars, we do have new regions being added to the pool here. I know that some of the older regions have kind of become a little bit stale, or there was just a little bit of a loophole for some of the fights to, you know, be a little bit uninspiring, or, you know, not that fun for some of our participants. So we do have two new regions joining the pool here with Idania and also Ulukita. So, you know, different ways to plan how you're going to be able to fight over these new terrains, and, you know, finding some strategies that you want to employ for your guild to see who comes out on top in these new regions is definitely pretty cool.
Yeah, this is going to be interesting to see.
Yeah, and as he mentioned here, it looks like, you know, based on the design team's thoughts that, you know, these regions are much more suited for these large-scale engagements with their large, you know, very big sprawling areas. So I think it'd be super cool to see how this plays out.
Yeah, compared to like common Sylvia, you know, that region has a lot more terrain. Even the Medi region has like a lot more rocks and terrain. Makes it a bit more difficult to have those, you know, moments where you're trying to run away, you get stuck in a rock. Oh no, I'm stuck in a rock, and you're just delete it. And it's like, okay, well, not a good time. But Adania, you know, has more of a flat surface, more of like kind of like areas to kind of more of a smoother way of transitioning from point A to point B. So this is kind of like one of the good candidates for these kind of rotations here.
And now he's just going to really quickly go over how now these tier Node Wars will be sectioned off very, very cleanly. As you can see from tier 1, you have your Balanos and Serendia regions with Madaya and also Ulukita, or I think that's Valencia, right? Not Madaya any longer. It's going to be Valencia.
Yeah.
And also Calpheon and Idania thrown into the mix there. That little, I guess, swirly thing kind of denotes that they're going to be switching the regions over.
Yeah.
That'll be your Siege War regions, basically.
Yeah, Balanos Serendia will be more of a fixed location, whereas, you know, the rest of tier 2 and tier 3 will be more so rotating periodically, or every period pretty much. Like every so often you'll see a rotation notice, and then reset, then back again.
Changing the scenery for some of our Siege War enjoyers. While Bound of Serendia will be your tried and true, of course, Node War occupation style type of Node Wars.
Some of the occupation mode rule changes here, kind of going over their thought process about how they were anticipating to have more of that kind of one-on-one fight. But in this case here, like based on the regions you have, like if it's occupation or construction, in this case it's occupation here, you have these nodes that spawn in these section of the region here, and it didn't become more so a one-on-one fight due to the fact that there are a lot of alliances. They would have like 5 guilds, you know, there, and only a certain amount of forces spawn. So it meant like, well, we're allied, so like, you know, let's just give me the fort. Okay, cool. And then,
especially with some of those systems not really cut and dry concrete, it's going to be, you know, not the best experience. So now that hopefully we have this, I guess, new feature being added to have more flexibility around how you can place in these Node War regions, it should kind of bring a little bit of a fresh take on how people approach wars in the you know, tier 1 scene or just Node War in general.
The idea is to kind of give more of a reason to like fight, right? You don't want to sit there and wait.
Yep, this change is also going to be really big as well.
Yes, we're removing the 10-minute survive clause, which is something that I know EU players, NA players, and I'm quite sure even Asia players out there are saying, hey, please, we met the 100 kill, I met the 100 deaths, give us our you know, participation for Node War back, even though we lost. Well, we're now finally making that change right there. I know I can hear Zach, you know, and Faded, please, we hit our you know, our 100 kill death, but we died at like 8 minutes, 9 minutes, or there's even one case where someone died like 9 minutes and like 50 seconds, and it's like, brother, it's 10 seconds away.
Yeah, just felt really disheartening to see that in the past. Now you have your, you know, guaranteed participation and also being able to participate again by fulfilling that one parameter instead of having to play around that time restriction.
Exactly. Yeah, it was definitely like a very interesting system that, you know, could have been improved a bit better. But now they're listening to feedback, as I mentioned before. They're taking those changes there, and they're making ways to make it more of an enjoyable experience for all adventurers out there who love to try that, you know, war aspect of Node War and Conquest War. I know a lot of smaller guilds out there struggle to kind of maintain that 10-minute marker as well too. So you know.
Yeah, and a small thing to mention there, we just missed. It was, you know, wars being locked into a 1 hour time frame was kind of boring. It left people thinking that we were trying to restrict how much you could PvP in the game. But hey, now that you're being able to have more breathing room in a 2 hour time period to really get that PvP edge scratched, you know, more fun for everyone.
More fight, let's go.
Yep, so talking about some of the improvements made to the ping system, as well as having more access to your siege weapons, so your elephants will have a better rotation of being able to recover and be used again, things like that.
You'll be using CTG in the desert.
It's a big one right there.
Yeah. A lot of adventurers were like, I need to do this, but, you know, unfortunately, I can't. I'm in a desert.
Yeah.
Now you're discoverable.
Yep, and we also have on the right-hand side there, we have some important updates for some of the traps.
Okay, yeah, there's more some notifications about, you know, what an adventurer has done, like during the war. Hey, you know, I helped defeat this, or destroy this destruction here. I destroyed the annexes here, stuff like that. It's just kind of giving you more notification and more clarity about what you've been doing.
There you go, as you can see.
Improving the rewards.
And this is going to be nice, a little bit of a revamp to the Resplendent Medal of Honor that you will be getting for participating in Node Wars, as you can see here.
We see at the very top there, I believe that is the Scroll of Equilibrium. A lot of adventurers saying, Ash, please put it back in a pro shop. Well, if you are a Node War enjoyer or Conquest War enjoyer, there you go. 1,000 Resplendent Medal of Honor you will get.
Yeah, people were trying to pay for this. Like, hey, no, don't worry about it, man.
It's free. Go to the house.
Yeah. I believe that this exchange will also have a reset period as well, right?
Yeah, right. Currently, it's 1 per family, but I believe it's going to be resetting yearly for the Scroll Secret Equilibrium.
Yeah.
And I want to say I'm reading this right here, but I think for 30 you get 500 Cron stones of a 2.
Yeah, 2 per family.
2 per family limit. Okay, yes.
So yeah, really nice reward revamp to some of the participation that we see out from our adventures, especially on console. A lot of people really love playing Node Wars.
Oh yeah.
Really love getting involved in PvP. So now you have a little bit more reason to hop in there if you're not already enjoying it. If you are, then hey, there you go.
Hey, so I know people are talking about the new class as well too, right? If you're a Nodeware enjoyer, you can now buy yourself a Scroll of Secret Equilibrium, and then you can go ahead and do a reroll.
I'm just a day 1 level 67 Sarah.
Yeah, day 1.
Nothing out of the ordinary here.
Yeah, I've been playing this class since like the launch of 2019, bro. What are you talking about?
Yeah, which was an hour ago if it's on January 8th for us. Okay.
그리고 하나 더 말씀드리면 기존의 훈장을 통해서 얻을 수 있었던 그 길드 전술 교본 있잖아요. 이거 이번
Okay, some more changes to some of the items that are involved with Node Wars.
Yep. We're retiring the secret book, guild tactics. You get your DP, your the DP towards melee, magic, and so on from there. So. Focusing more on core power and balance. This is what I like to see here. I know a lot of adventures out there are like, I want to feel more powerful in, PvP. This is the change they're going to be kind of addressing that right there. So.
Especially with large scale, there's like at least 100 adventures out there. You kind of want to have more agency. You kind of want to have a feeling of, being important out there in the battlefield, whatever role you are playing, whether it's more supportive, maybe you're a frontliner or straight up assassin.
Yeah. You want to be out there where it's like people know your name. It's like, oh, this guy here, who? Oh, he's on the field. Okay, go. Send X, Y, and Z to help deal with that person right there. We know he's a threat or she's a threat out there. So
yeah, making
that
huge impact in whatever the role they're playing, right?
Exactly, yeah.
저희가 앞으로 이 길드 연맹 운영진분들 그리고 길드 건전을 위해서 준비하신 분들 위해서 이 보상이랑 동기부여 조금만 더 앞으로 신경을 쓸 부분이라고 생각을 하고 있거든요. 이 각 길드원들이 목표를 가지고 좀 거점전에 참여할 수 있도록 또 그걸 서로 독려할 수 있도록 여러 장치를 늘려갈 계획인데 일단 그 시작으로는 거점전 결과창부터 개편을 한번 해보려고 합니다. 지금 결과창은 사실상 승패와 필드, 파괴 정도만 구성되어 있는데 정보가 좀 너무 적다 보니까 끝나고 나서 무엇을 이야기하는지도 애매한 부분이 있었잖아요. 반면에 길드리그 같은 경우에는 좀 다양한 정보들이 남아서 경기 후에 서로 피드백도 하고 또 분석도 하고 했었습니다. So 이런 방식으로 앞으로 거점전 결과.
Yeah, so really quickly here, just talking about some more streamlined goals for either veterans in the Node War scene to have a clear line of either a reward track or like you said, roles to have on the battlefield. To new adventurers just being able to hop in and have a purpose in what they want to do in the Node War scene with their teams.
Yeah, it's giving you more, like we said before, more ways to express what you've done in your Node Wars, because you want everyone to be doing the best, right? You don't want someone to be falling behind. It's not a bad thing to fall behind. It's a way to make yourself improve. Like if you get some tips, like okay, hey, you fell behind this here, we can improve this on this or this here and there, because that way it makes the game more fun by opening the more possibilities you could be doing on Node War, helping your guild out. So yeah.
And yeah, mentioning here that of course, running a guild and being able to have that time to participate in the management of guilds is no easy task, right? Being able to, you're basically just running a team, right? So you have to do all the back-end work of setting up fights or making sure that certain things are done within the guild. They're trying to find ways to make it more rewarding for people who are officers and guild leaders to find tangible reasons to continue, sacrificing their time for their guild, which is, I think, a very good change overall.
As a former XL guild master, I welcome that update.
Does that mean GM Ash is coming back as a guild master in 2026?
I need more time.
Well, hopefully they make it more rewarding for your cause.
Yeah, right now we have Ash Forest. That's all we have right now. We gotta take care.
Send your applications in, boys.
Yes.
Okay, so now more about Siege and Conquest Wars.
측은 점령전 때마다 길드를 연합해서 싸워야 되는 그런 불편함을 최대한 해소시켜드리고 싶고요. 그리고 수성 측은
Yeah, I
수성
can see that
과정
right there. You know,
자체에
having to
재미가
deal with
더해져서
geopolitics is probably like one of the most like mentally annoying things to deal with
Exactly,
out
yes.
there.
Especially,
it's like, oh man.
yeah, as Jessica mentioned, especially if you're a defending squad, you never know how many various guilds are going to be teaming up against you. You know, just all the headache that goes into playing the politics of node warring in general. I think he's going to be outlining some of the, you know, at least baseline rewards are going to be updated for people who either, you know, just participate at all, and you know, the result wasn't as you gleamed, but you'll still be getting a sizable amount of reward just for playing.
그렇게 해서 더 많은 길드들이 참여할 수 있는 환경도 조성이 되고요. 참여해서 열심히 싸우기만 하면
Yep, and they're going to be tiered rewards. So other than just giving everyone a nice, you know, like in this case, not the nicest participation reward and, you know, calling it a day, depending on how well you actually performed in the war itself, you know, compared to your peers, you'll be getting tiered levels of rewards, you know, to really highlight if you're doing well.
Oh, look at that.
Some other changes coming over to our siege weapons here.
It's like we have a coordinated Hwacha attack.
Yeah.
I can see, you know that meme where the guy's looking in the sky like that's me right now. Oh no.
Yeah, some more freedom with how you're being able to use some of your structures in war itself.
그러다 보니까 대포를 비롯해서 각종 공격에 이제 매우 취약할 수밖에 없는 형태입니다. 이제 이 조건이 좀 완화돼서 원하는 곳에 전략적으로 배치하실 수 있습니다. 예를
So
들어서
nice.
회복소 같은 경우에
Being able to
대포가 맞지
position
않는
your
뭐
recovery
성이나
centers a little bit more
배치를 할 수
safely,
있고,
and also
그
just having your
주변에다 뭐
annexes
화염
in more
세워서
positions
보호하는 것이 가능하고요.
than before. Really switch things up with how people plan their bases.
Oh yeah, it's about now it's going to be a bit difficult to kind of like predetermine where they're going to be at. You now have more freedom, so this is going to be a interesting change here. It's going to mix this entire scene pretty well.
Yep. And some changes to some of the siege weapons here. Some of the summonable, I guess, NPC allies to help you assist in war.
Doomcrawler, which is the most recently added one, the dragon flying around. It'd be interesting to see that right there.
수성이라는 의미를 최대한 살리고자 하는 것이 목표였습니다. 또 앞으로 점령전 보상에 공용 보상이 추가됩니다. 승패에 따른 보상과는 별도로 점령전이 진행된 시간에 따라서 추가로 지급되는 보상인데요. 앞서 설명드린 수성 측은
So what he's going to be mentioning here is instead of just individual reward that you're going to be getting from the participation as well, now you're also going to have much more of a collective reward that's going to be earned by the guild's performance too. So you'll be able to be rewarded even more handsomely as you participate in these node wars. That will have like I guess like a cumulative reward for everyone in the guild's performance.
So we have the guild doing the best, and we also have the one pulling the most slack out there.
Yes,
good way to, you know, show you that, hey man, my efforts are rewarded
exactly
correctly.
Yep.
네, 이렇게 규칙이 또 변경이 되면 공성전이라는 것 자체에만 집중하게 되다 보니까 이렇게 되면 점령전 자체가 너무 공성전 양상으로만 진행되는 아쉬움이 분명히 있을 수
I can understand that, you know. A lot of people are not really a fan of like the siege weapons out there. There's some cases where like, oh, you know, I'm getting like demolished by a Hwacha, or who's cannoning me? What's going on? I'm getting knocked down, CC'd. But you know, hey, like this is kind of a way to make it more interesting, right? You know, a way to kind of focus on that strategic element of like how to seek those guys out who are just lighting you up from afar. That's going to be your main focus in the threat pattern right there.
So going over some of the regions that we've introduced earlier, just a little bit of the reasoning behind why they decided to take out Calpheon from the pool itself. They just felt like the layout of the region, especially around the castle, wasn't very intuitive for people to fight around. So having things more focused in Medaya and Valencia as the cornerstones of Conquest War is going to be what we're looking at for now. Like I said earlier, with Balanos and Serenity, it's going to be much more of a very scrappy node war free-for-all that you'll be experiencing on a day-to-day basis.
Okay.
Yep, and here are some of the updated rewards that you can get from the Conquest Wars for some of your buffs that you'll be getting from the territories that you do claim. So it's going to be sectioned off here. You're going to be getting a 50% drop rate increase from a victory in Siege, and also an extra 20% that stacks on top of it if you win in Occupation or any of the normal Node War game modes.
Whoa.
Yep.
That's for unlimited 50% though.
Yep. Super nice.
Hopefully get some of those guilds that are kind of struggling around those tier 1s. Can get up to tier 3 where they really belong.
Yep,
know?
for sure. To look for them better rewards, right?
추가 보상도 가져가실 수 있습니다. 이렇게 공성전은 앞으로 메디어와 발렌시아만 진행이 되는데 발레노스와 세렌디아는 원래 점령 방식으로
Oh, okay.
제공되고
So the kind of differences in
옥책
modes in
점령전
which
전투를
regions,
원하시는 분들이
offer
활용하는
construction or occupation.
마지막으로 점령전 보상의 아익 버프 혜택의 상향과 무제한 거점전 버프 효과까지 추가가 됩니다. 전체적으로 이렇게 부족한 부분도 있을 수 있는데요. 준비하면서 최대한 또 잘 더 구성해서 여러분이 재미있게 즐기실 수 있도록 그렇게
I
준비하겠습니다.
can see like a strong theme in here. Like the idea is again to reward adventurers for their time,
Yep.
while also making sure that your performance is noticed too. It's like, hey man, like your investment here is being seen, but also we saw you pretty much lead the pack here. You know, you're pulling your weight, so we want to reward you for doing that as well. So it's a pretty prominent theme right now for this Calpheon ball right now.
Yep. And now we're moving on to Red Battlefield.
저희는 앞으로 이 붉은 전장은 이런 포지션을 계속 유지해야 된다고 생각하고 있어요. 하지만 이 시간이 좀 흐르면서 참여율 떨어지고 또 즐기는 분들도 줄어들면서 많은 분들이 아쉬워하고 있는데 그러다 보니까 이제 보상을 좀 올려야 된다는 말씀도 되게 많이 해주고
Yep.
계십니다.
And here just going over the fact that we are hearing you and you guys are just clamoring about how the RBF rewards have never been up to par, and especially with some of the more insane silver per hour methods that we have in the game live today, it definitely feels a little bit out of touch. Especially with some of the tweaks that came in before, it's just not really hitting the mark that Wansu and Jessuck have for the content. So we're going to be looking at making that a little bit more rewarding for everyone.
Yep, the idea for RBF is more so keeping it kind of like a lighthearted competition for you to kind of like enjoy, kind of jump in, jump out. You know, you have games out there that do like their team deathmatch kind of thing. You just kind of quick play it. It's kind of their idea right now, how they want RBF to feel. More so that rather than like a win all or nothing kind of game mode, which is like, you know, increasing the rewards too high right there could give that kind of perception there. So yeah, we're looking at ways to kind of balance around that situation there.
Yeah.
You know?
So one thing he's mentioning that you know, with the past, all these little RBF channels would kind of just I guess cannibalize each of the rooms, because you would only have a few participants in each, and they're not really sure to which one to follow. And you know, at the end of the day, everyone funnels into the same RBF anyways, because there's the most people in them. So he's gonna look at ways to make everything just, you know, one singular channel for RBF that will cycle through rounds. So if you want to join, there'll only be one for you to get in there. So it's really nice to have everyone play against each other.
Yep, it's gonna funnel kind of similar to Arena of Solare, where you would now have it where you queue up, and then once the members are chosen, then match begins.
Yep.
So I like that right there, because, you know, I'm not really a fan of like, you just join, like you said, you just look for the ones that have the most or a small amount depending on what you're looking for, and then you just join it. I'd rather just join and get this, you know, get a match going and play, you know.
Yeah.
That way everyone's playing the match together.
Now we're going to be going over some of the improved systems for rewarding people on their gameplay. You're going to have 2 tiers, which is going to be the honor system, as well as the other one I believe was going to be called, I don't know if it was infinite or something, but they're going to go over long-term rewards, basically.
Oh, similar to how AOS did then. Oh, okay. First introducing AOS, yeah.
Yeah, better rewards on average, and also a better scope of what you can earn in the future the more you play.
Wait, I was a more so regular RBF enjoyer, so am I gonna just jump in one day and see like thousands of rewards on my challenge menu?
We'll have to find out.
I'm looking forward to seeing that.
지금 내용이 계속 길어지지만 이제 얼마 안 남았습니다.
Speaking of game modes, we're moving on to Arena Solare improvements here. Okay.
획득 방식이 변경될 예정입니다. 승리했을 때 얻는 점수는 모든 티어가 비슷하게 가져가되
So now touching base on some of the reward points that you'll be getting for each win in the system. Before it kind of felt a little bit too punishing for you to be in the higher rank. If you're playing against any amount of lower ranks, it was just kind of just the juice was basically not worth the squeeze. Because you try your best to win this match with maybe a little bit less talented players than you might see for yourself, and just taking a heavy hit for your losses, and the wins weren't really paying out as they should be. So they're going to be making the system a little bit better for people who do compete in the higher levels. They'll be having their points awarded for victories be relative to their rank, and same thing with the points lost will also depend on what rank you are in.
Yep, it looks like we are focusing similarly with how other games have. We have an MMR system that's in the works here. Just pretty cool to see it. Win-loss is going to play a big point in your progression, so
yep,
it's going to look pretty nice.
시작 점수인 700점 부근에 모험가님들이 가장 많고 상위 계급으로 갈수록 큰 폭으로 숫자가 줄어드는 것을 확인할 수 있습니다. 그만큼 지난 시즌은 티어를 올리기가 어려웠다는 얘기가 되는데요. 새로운 점수 규칙을 적용했을
I myself understood that too. I was about almost sitting around 1,000. And then afterwards I dipped down. And I was like, And how they have like those stats? I had like what was it? Kind of consecutive loss prone to consecutive losses. I was like,
Yeah, so I guess their goal here is to really make it so that your wealth of gameplay matters much more than some of the key matches that you may have, which would be like a placement match or playing with lower ranked players would be kind of more streamlined and also made a little bit more fair for people who get into those type of situations.
Yeah, and then adding the fact that damage dealt will also play a role in your MVP status rather than just like kill the. Oh, okay, I like that right there. So if there's like CCs are happening for your teammates, you can kind of see where they are at that point there. So it's like kind of like it gives you more of a direction. Like, hey, my guy's all the way over here. Like, because Arena Solare is like a team effort, right?
Yep.
And if you're like by yourself or getting caught out, you already help, bro.
Yeah. And here quickly to touch base on the voice chat that I think is very integral to having a successful and fun match with your teammates that you will be matched against and with. So bringing that is going to be something that's going to be on their priority list for sure, making sure that we have the highest level competitive fights going on in these Arena Solare matches. There you go.
Yeah, I'm really hoping like these changes will find adventure as well, because I do know like Arena Solare, like as you mentioned before, communication is really key for this kind of game mode, right? So you want to make sure everyone's like understanding the objective here, what to do together, how to call out CCs. If someone's CC, I need you to help jump that person and make them force their emergency escape or make them be deleted from the match, right? So this will hopefully lead in that trend right there, getting people more notified about what's going on in the battlefield and keeping them, on target.
결국 맹주 길드가 구준일까지 도맡아 하면서 제대로 즐기지 못하는 그런 상황들이 이어지고 있고, 또 그러다 보니까 이 장미전 자체가 겨우 일어나거나 아니면 아예 일어나지
So
않는
sharing some news about War of the Roses,
있죠.
just really insane large scale content. For us on console, it isn't exactly something that's part of our build yet, but I think that it's something that we can look into for the future. Maybe keep your eyes peeled. Nothing is out of the possibility, but yeah, just introduce some of the changes that we have for the content itself.
Yeah, this is showing more of the heat zones here, where those combat fights are beginning here.
Yeah. Yeah, so as you can see, as Ash mentioned, it's going to be the heat map for a lot of where the action is kind of focused on, with, of course, the reds being where a lot of the kills happen. Some of the more fringe regions on the outside not getting too much love. So they're going to be removing those to make it more streamlined, to have all the actions condensed into the new existing area, also making it so that, it feels a lot more lively. You're not just off at a node and you haven't seen an adventure for like ages. Now you'll be able to get back into the action for people who are participating in that.
Yeah, it's keeping the action more so Consolidated, right? You want to keep
Exactly.
that focus here.
Yep.
이 핵심 효과였던 몬스터 피해 감소 그리고 몬스터 피해 감소율을 좀 절반으로 낮춰서 이 효과를 가져갔을 때 좀 어느 정도 이점을 좀 유지하는데 너무 강력한 부분을 조정하려고 했습니다. 다만 좀 많은 분들의 말씀처럼 이 효과를 제거하는 것도 고려해봤는데.
So they're just going to be removing some of the, I guess this was going to be the Spirit Altar buff that kind of influenced the match. I wouldn't say in a negative way, but the intended method of using this was to give the losing team maybe some sort of comeback method.
Second win, okay.
Yeah, but making this they realized that it kind of made too many stalemate situations.
They're reducing the time frame for it, I believe.
Making things easier for the leading guild, so the onus isn't too much on them to make sure that this entire battle is managed, which is really nice. Letting them enjoy more of the actual fight itself than instead of just being micromanaging everyone and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's a hard thing to do, micromanaging and leading entire guilds over even your own guild is hard to do enough, right?
Imagine leading full squads of other guilds, right? So it's a lot of work to do.
I mean, I'm in the comms, I hear my shot caller like talking between 3 or 4 alliance guilds. I'm like, well, what is going on here? And that seems like a hectic job to do right there, so I can imagine that.
Okay, so yeah, like again, just making sure that people have more time to communicate. So instead of just having the voice chat be available at 6, now they're going to be making it available at 3. So you're going to be able to debrief a lot of the roles that you guys are planning strategies around for the participating guilds. Should be a lot more of a smoother experience for everyone, so it doesn't feel like such a scramble when you do hop into the war itself.
So they're boosting some of the rewards, like a good old Bartering, and also more medals.
Yep.
이렇게 좀 전체적으로 끌어올려가지고 참여하신 분들이 조금 어느 정도 만족감 느낄 수 있도록 선보려고 합니다. 그래도 이 장민정이 아직 좀 선보일 부분이 많이 있다고 생각을 하고 있어요. 이 말은 저희가 좀 그동안.
Yep. So just some of these, very big changes coming in for just making the experience more streamlined for people who do participate in it, to have a better time, find better fights, have a little bit more proactiveness around the map, with the Spirit Altar buff being, I think it was halved in cooldown or something like that. So really, really big, and rewards, of course. And yeah.
Just finished the PvP section off right there. Quite a lot of information going over there. Know where Conquest War changes. I mean, finally a 10-minute rule again has been annexed, or axed, not annexed.
Yeah.
So a lot of adventures out there I know from EU, NA, Asia are going to be looking at.
Big change.
Yeah, big change for that for sure. And also adding more rewards, in there.
We love that.
Scroll of Equilibrium coming back in the shop is pretty good.
And looks like we have some more gifts coming from Jessuck himself.
I love gifts.
Let's see what it is.
So Wansu earlier gave us this 5,000 Cron stones. 250.
Hey, it looks like he's going to be matching it as well. Okay.
Oh, he's one-upping it. He's giving it 300 advice of Valks.
300 stack, and okay, I see you.
It's like he's trying to say, hey, I am the guy here.
Jessuck, nice.
Okay.
Yeah, big stuff. I mean, a lot of people are saving their Cron stones, I don't know, all year long for some of the more fanatical, savers out there. But people have been saving for quite a while for tonight, just to get a lot of their gains in with the Cron stones. So, hey, man, you're going to be taking home another clean 10k Cron stones here to add to that stack.
That is one impressive thing. As you mentioned, as you saw just now, it's going to be a coupon provided at the end of the stream.
Yep.
So stay tuned for that, everyone. I know you guys are looking forward to that as well, too, along with the news we have here at Calpheon Ball.
Yep. So, yeah, we're going to be taking a 10-minute break real quickly. Everyone, please get refreshed, get some snacks, get some water. We'll see you back very soon.
Yep. Go to the bathroom, stretch out.
Yep. Oh, just a little bit of small message from Watson before you go on break. Don't leave your seat yet.
충분한 소통이 되지 않는다고 느끼셔서 좀 서운하고 답답한 부분들이 있으실 것 같아요. 근데 저희도 일단 준비한 것들이 있어서 그것들을 또 준비를 꼭 해드리고 싶고 저희들이 이 내용을 전달 안 할 수는 없는데 저희도 지금 말씀하시는 부분들 다 봤거든요. 그래서 저희도 또 고민해보고 필요한 부분들도 정리해서 같이 또 얘기해 볼 테니까 너무 속상해하지 마시고 휴식한 이후에 이어서 같이 재밌게 진행했으면 좋겠습니다.
He just wants to, thank everyone for coming out today. They are keeping an eye closely on the chat for all the interactions that are coming out. And yeah, so thank you so much. See you guys back in 10 minutes.
See you in 10 minutes.
All right, welcome back, everyone. Hopefully, everyone got a nice glass of milk. I would say cookies, but you already have 10,000 blue little snacks that have been provided to you by Wansu and Jessuck. We've gone over so many things so far, ranging from PvP to PvE improvements, as well as some of the I guess progression improvements that have been done. Of course, we're going to be doing a recap for a lot of the stuff that's been introduced later on when we get closer to the end of things. But yeah, let's go ahead and hop into the second part of the Calpheon Ball. Hopefully everyone is still locked in and ready.
Let's do it.
This next portion is going to be about the new adventurers and giving them a little bit of a care. I think the background here kind of gives away a lot of what you have to expect here. I'm not going to give away too much, but it's going to be something that's really cool. Got to pop you guys open on a chat here. Chat.
I'm taking it like myself as well.
Yeah. Yeah, and I noticed that Stealth is actually asking about the code. All the codes will be included at the end here, so don't worry. We will be getting that out for everyone. No worries, no worries.
These crons are going to be through the coupon code and even the Twitch drop.
Yep.
Going for Calpheon Ball.
And as you can see here, we do have the Olvia Academy being announced to everyone, and Jesse's going to go ahead and introduce it really quickly.
시작의 마을이란 옛 영성을 되찾을 준비를 마쳤습니다. 칼페온 중앙정계 진출을 위한 바탈리 가문의 야망이 되어있는 것에 초보 모험가님들을 위한 꿈의 학교 올비아 아카데미가 세워졌습니다.
Damn, looks nice.
Looks really good.
도움을 주신 여러 후원자 모험가님들께 저스틴 교장을 대신해 깊은 감사 인사를 전합니다. 자, 그렇다면 올비아 아카데미는 무엇이냐? 그동안 시즌 서버가 초보 모험가님들의 빠르고 쾌적한 전투 성장을 책임져 왔다면 올비 아카데미는 시즌 졸업 그 이후를 책임지는 공간입니다. 본격적인 성장을 위한 전투는 물론이고요. 검은 사막의 다양한 콘텐츠를 구성하는 핵심 축 중 하나인
Nice. So just kind of like an all-encompassing Black Desert, I want to say crash course, full curriculum, at the Olvia Academy. You're going to be learning all sorts of different things from life skills to combat, of course, and also all the other different facets of gameplay that is being offered in the game. Super awesome.
It's like a little diploma on the side there.
Yes, sir. So, as he mentioned here, Korea will be kicking things off with the Olvia Academy starting on the 7th, and it'll be rolled out to global regions and, of course, console at a little bit of a later date, but don't worry. Nice training monster zones and weekly quests for people to get stuck in. Super nice. I think one of the biggest hurdles in Black Desert is season isn't the hardest content there is ever, right? You kind of just get walked through it pretty easily and able to graduate. But now you just have Olvia Academy, which is able to jumpstart your adventure after to get you more plugged in with Black Desert to find what you really like to do in game. Here are some of the rewards going to be included. As you can see, another pen Black Star weapon, very nice. Black Star hammer. Some of our professors here at the academy.
Good old Korea.
It's kind of interesting since we have residencies over the across the road of Black Desert. I'm kind of curious if you can also have a house here at the academy. I guess it would be more so a dorm, right? Nice. So it's always something they can revisit, pick up classes whenever you want to revisit content that you might have not interacted with in the past.
올비 아카데미는 한국 서버 기준으로 오는 1월 7일 그 시작의 문을 활짝 열어젖힐 계획인데요. 앞으로 더 많은 초보 모험가님들께서 무사히 검은 세계에 도착하실 수 있도록 기수가 지난
I see Peachy's liking the RP elements that's coming with this.
Yeah. You see definitely a lot of our more veteran adventurers hopping in here too to either help out as upperclassmen or
네. 올비아 아카데미에 대한 소개였는데요. 이 게임 정말 오래 했지만 제대로 된 요리
So Wansu making a small joke, you know, some of these people have been playing for years and years and haven't ever prepared a single dish with the cooking life skill. So yeah, this is going to be definitely very nice for people who haven't experienced certain parts of Black Desert to get really immersed with, you know, just how much depth there is with the game, especially with all its systems, whether that be through monster grinding, you know, monster zones, cooking, alchemy. You've also got horse training, hunting, seafaring content. You also have, of course, your farming as well, right?
Bartering's in there as well.
Yeah, bartering, of course. Cool stuff.
Yeah, it's a way to kind of like get your kind of like your feet wet here.
Yeah, and I see that you know, Java Beans here is asking like, help out, what do the vets get? You know, like I think for the vets who want to participate in some of this content, you do also get like the pen marked Black Star, right? So people who've been around, you can lock down some of those rewards. It's definitely going to be stuff that's relevant for your progression, no matter where you are in your journey. There's also going to be fail stack rewards, of course. Yeah, just really awesome stuff. And one thing I want to mention, as you can see here, we're going to be getting, I guess this is the classic Academia outfit that, you know, most people have seen already, but you're going to be getting like I guess a tailored one for your specific class that you're going to be representing, so it's kind of cool, bringing back a little bit of the class event that we had prior with representing your house.
Classroom battles?
Yeah, exactly. And then now, of course, we're going to be going over some of the rewards. You know, just going to be very, very prevalent stuff that you can use even if you aren't a complete beginner. You have your 6,000 Cron stones, of course, and 250 fail stack. Just go ahead and hold on to that. Now this Blackstone is going to be very interesting here. It's going to be called a Dark Star Blackstone, and the point of it is going to be to, just like some of the chilling what was it, chilling Blackstones or something like that.
Yeah.
But you're going to be able to use this Blackstone to basically guarantee your enhancement to pen. So for people who have their Tet Blackstar from way back when, you'll be able to use that for that.
Again, seeing a theme here for this update is more so of how, like, helping the new adventurer kind of get caught up, essentially.
Yep,
you know?
bridge the gap, so they can all play together and enjoy all the cool content that's coming out. You know, either that's been out already or is coming out in the future. Nice, and you'll also be getting a nice set of essential life skill gear. Journoa, you know, nothing crazy, but you know, blue life skill gear is still very, very useful for getting your foot into the door, so you can definitely get some nice gains. Yeah, Floramanos is super nice. You basically have the equivalent of a Tri-Manos accessory on your hands there. Really be able to boost up some of your life skill mastery.
새로운 모험가님들을 돕는 전부는 아니라고 생각을 합니다. 그래도 기존에 진행하기 어렵다, 신규 정착에 허들이 된다라고 말씀하시던 부분들에 대해서도 개선이 또 필요한 부분이 있는데요. 우선적으로 가장 말이 많이 있었던 마그누스. 네, 마그누스 이제는 앞으로 끝까지 진행하지
않아도 see Alfie is really excited about the rewards coming out of this. Cool. And
바로 드릴 거고요.
Yep.
So this has actually been applied to console already.
Exactly. Yeah. So really quickly going over some of the changes to Magnus. We did have a little bit of a different rollout for us on console here, since you know, Magnus was kind of released in a very awkward set of you know, segmented way. So we definitely do have the what do you call it, the shared storage, as well as your teleportation system is already unlocked. But now, you know, the quest line, it is a little bit tedious for some people. If you do enjoy the lore and you want to hop in, you can definitely do that. But they're making it, you know, not mandatory. It's just going to be an optional thing. If you want to go there and enjoy it, so be it. If you're only there for the functionality, then it'll be right at your fingertips right off the bat.
현재 단계에서 휴진 서버에서 너무 복잡하거나 어려운 것들을 단순화하고 직관적으로 좀 변경하는 방향으로 준비해 보고 있습니다. 이런 의미에서
See, you mentioned here removing narrow gear. and using Tabala gear as a new baseline for progression in season. So
Yep,
definitely a good thing here. But Tabala used to be an exclusive seasonal gear. Now it's going to be opened up.
Yep. I think this season, the system was kind of a little bit outdated from years past. You know, just trying to make sure that seasonal adventurers and newcomers would not really mix up their gear sets and stick to Devola gear and Naru gear. But you know, the more that we've looked at the system, it's just become a little bit more, I guess, a little bit of a hindrance. So removing the restriction on that. There you go, talking more about the time-filled Blackstones that you would use for enhancing those seasonal gear.
그래서 이번에 이 아이템은 없애지 않고 대신 이름을 시간이 스며든 인장으로
They're going to be reworking this item to be changed into a new item that has the same functionalities, but also has some more exchangeable, you know, value to them. So you could also turn these into some materials that you could use for your progression past the season, which is going to be super nice. And yeah, we'll have more details for you as we get closer to the release of this update. But I think, yeah, it's going to be really nice for people who, you know, really didn't have too much things to do with the seasonal content after they basically got their character maxed out. Looking at the Olvia Academy and thinking, you know, that's really good. I think a lot of the times people do lose a lot of motivation coming out of their seasonal character because they just don't really know how to take that next step with progression, or not even sure what they really want to do with the game. It's going to be a great step forward for people to get their, you know, taste of all the cool things to do in Black Desert. And yeah, next looks like we're going to be moving on to the guild content.
알겠습니다. 자, 여러분 그럼 길드 관련 주제까지 듣고 제가 다시 돌아오겠습니다.
There you go.
네, 이번 주제는 길드입니다. 길드는 저희 게임에서 정말 중요한데요. 그래서 2023년 칼페온 연회에서도 향후 개선 방향을 소개해드린 바 있습니다. 하지만 당시의 개선 내용들 중에 길드 장원 외에는 아직 적용해드리지 못한 부분들이 참 많이 있습니다. 기다리셨을 모험가 분들께는
So once you're here, it's just gonna, you know, drop a quick apology for some of the people who are very engrossed in guild activities. We've heard your pains and you know, gripes with some of the systems that exist with the guilds. And you know, we want to do our best to make sure that everyone is having a great time with the system, and we're going to be introducing some bit of quality of life to make the system better. So starting off with the guild mission recharge, it's going to basically allow guild missions to be recharged up to 30, which is going to be really nice for people who love spamming guild missions to, you know, progress their guild, to unlock more skills and stuff like that.
이번에 리셋이 아니라 충전 방식으로 이 길드 임무 구조를 바꾸고 일정 개수 이상 스택이 되도록 하려고 합니다.
Yep, so even though you do get up to the cap, you'll still have new 10 new missions that you'll be available at every reset.
That's really good.
Yep, there you go, stacking up to 30. There you go. Yeah, just making it so that people have much more time to, you know, maybe today isn't some day that you really want to participate too much in guild content. Take a break, you know.
Yeah.
Some days you want to bang out like 20 missions. There you go. You can go ahead and hit that up.
네, 다음은 길드 우두머리 개선 사항인데요. 이 보상이 조금 사양된 이후에 많은 길드가 꾸준히 토벌을 진행하고 계신데, 이게 길드원들이 좀 함께 모일 수 있는 컨텐츠이기도 하고, 또 신규 모험가분들을 도와드리거나 길드를 알리는 데도 좀 의미가 있다 보니까 저희는 이 레이드를 이 길드 컨텐츠에서 매우 중요한 좀 축으로 보고 있어요. 그래서 앞으로 더 이벤트도 많이 제공해드리고 보상도 계속 많이 올려드리고 싶은데, 이 과정에서 하나 좀 걸렸던 부분이 하나 있어요.
So right now they're talking about the
전장애용 시스템인데요.
Guild War Hero system that we have so far for mercenaries.
계속 참여만 해도 이게 어느 정도 보상을 얻을 수 있다 보니까 많은 분들이 참여하고 계신데, 이게 좋은 상황이라고도 하긴 나쁜 상황이라고도 딱 잘라 말하기가 되게 어렵습니다. 이 실제 길드를 운영하시는 분들의 입장에서 보면 인원이 부족할 때 전장애용으로 도움을 받을 수 있는 구조이기 때문인데, 하지만 앞으로 저희가 길드 레이드를 좀 확장하고 보상 규모를 더 크게 올리는 방향으로 가기 위해서는 좀 이 부분을 명확히 정리할 필요가 있었습니다. 이 보상을 계속 올리게 되면 이 전장연국 이 반복 참여로 인해서 이 지나치게 많은 보상 획득이 좀 발생할
just
수밖에
really going into the
없으니까요.
history about how
저희가
some
정말
guilds
많이
utilize
고민을
the
했는데 전장의
war hero
영웅을
mercenary system
거점전,
to
점령전
gain more
전용으로
numbers
확실하게
for if they were doing
분리하고요.
something like a guild
아이들
boss or something like that
앞으로는
to
길드
gain more
인원을 좀
rewards.
점령할 수
But they
없는
really had
경우를
trouble
하려고요.
balancing that,
이 길드 인원을
you know,
좀
making it so that's
전장에
fair for both sides,
오신
making it
분들에게는
worthwhile
되게
for the guild
아쉬운 결정일 수
to,
있지만
you know, bring in these
저희가
people
향후
to help them out,
시스템을 좀 확장을
and also
위해서
having the war
필요가
heroes feel like their
있었던
time is also
거
valued when they
양해를
earn
구하고
rewards
싶습니다.
for participating.
대신에 이렇게 조정하는 만큼 이 길드원들과 함께
So
좀
they're going to be
보상을
raising the
받는
rewards
즐거움을
that you share
가질 수
with
있게
guild members when
보상도
you
많이
run these type of
상향할 거고요.
related
이 관련 이벤트
events
계속
such as guild
진행하겠습니다.
bosses, which is going to be super nice.
그리고 길드 우두머리 구성에도 좀
Oh,
변화가
and we're going to be
있는데
getting some
우선
new
먼
bosses
거리에 혼자
to the
떨어져
lineup.
있었던
Looks like
이 고대
Patrol Room is going to
비트룸은
be
이제
flying
영웅을
away
일부러
and leaving
하겠고요.
us for now.
대신
We're going to
새로운
be
특별
adding
대상으로
Org
목
and
구독자
Moglus,
모르는
which
고유의
is a
제자인
really rocky guy.
모글스가 추가됩니다. 이 출연하는 지역 역시 좀 이 표시가 된 것처럼 기존 우두머리하고 동선을 좀 조정해서 너무 멀지 않게 배치했습니다. 여러 우두머리를 함께
I feel like
공략하실 때
Morgulus was
동선
a
좀
actual
공유를
already
좀
like
있고
existing boss.
마지막으로 이제 앞으로
Never
길드
part of the
우두머리
guild boss lineup.
소환하시면
No, I mean like in
하늘
Black Desert.
잘못해서
Oh yeah, of
Yeah.
course, yeah. But now he's going to be part of
Mm.
this nice subjugation
기존하고 좀 다르게
boss line, and I think the
환경에서
reasoning behind this is, as you
집중할
can
수
see,
있습니다.
once we're sharing, it's going to be so that, you know, it's going to be a lot easier for people to get to boss. Because I remember in the past you would have to like, all right, like who's got doom horses or something like that. We got to go all the way into the
Yeah.
desert to fight Pachurum, and then depending on how you do it, you have to go all the way back.
인원이라면은 대응이 어려울 수 있지만 일반적인 소수 인원의 길드도 대응할 수 있도록 저희가 준비는 잘 해보도록 하겠습니다. 너무 걱정 안 하셔도 좋을 것 같습니다. 그리고 보상도 그 용병 없어진 만큼 훨씬 넉넉하게 드릴 예정이니까 네, 기대해 주셔도 좋을 것 같습니다.
Yeah. So they're concerned about, you know, some of the feedback coming out from the community, like mentioned with the war hero system, just having a little bit of difficulty challenging some of these guild bosses when you do have a little bit of a smaller family with your guilds. So we're making sure that the content is scalable. So even if you don't have the biggest guild, you're still able to take over, take out some of these bosses, you know, with the group of friends that you have.
그동안 이제 길드 코끼리나 길드 갤리선 등 제작할 때 카드 대증표 모으려고 막
This portion here is going to be about guild alliance systems. We don't technically have that set up yet for, you know, console.
Yeah, both the war hero system, the merc system is currently not set, but something we may look forward to in the future. So.
Yep.
그래서 앞으로 이 재료들을 길드원들이 함께 모은 길드 자금을 통해 상점에서 구매하거나 혹은 길드원들과 함께하는 길드 콘텐츠들을 통해서 수급하실 수 있도록 변경할 예정입니다. 네, 그래서 예를 들면 복원된 카드리의 금서 길드 상점에서 구매하시거나
ways that you can interact with your alliance more so through, you know, these changes to the shops as well as activities you're going to be able to participate with together.
네, 그리고 길드 파티 부대 찾기 기능에도 좀 변화가 생기는데요. 네. 우선 일반 파티 부대 찾기와 UI가 통합돼서 일반 옆에 길드 파티 부대 찾기 탭이 추가됩니다.
Interesting. So now you're going to be able to really easily filter by whatever groups that your particular guild or alliance are forming, and also the I guess looking for group function will be also getting a little bit of an update here.
It's a very underused function anyway. So.
Yeah, so you know, some more integration to get people more involved with using it.
이제 길드 혜택이라고 하면 거점전 승리 버프도 있고 길드 기술을 통해 얻는 버프들도 있는데요. 지금은 이 혜택을 한눈에 확인할 수 없어서 불편함이 있었는데요. 앞으로는 현재 보이시는 화면처럼
Nice. So nice UI change. It's going to be able to show you all the guild buffs that you have applicable to you right now, and you know, you'll exactly be able to know what kind of guild skills have been used and what kind of buffs that they will be giving you with the times under them as well. And that's a big change. There you go. So now that when you get guild buffs, it's not going to be straight up. Of course, you always get those calls where it'd be like, hey, if you're going to be grinding soon, hop onto your grinder. We'll be popping guild buffs, guild drops soon. Or, hey, if you're not on your farmer or fisherman yet, hop on. I'm going to pop life skill buffs. Now, whenever you get these buffs, they're going to be family-wide, so no problems with that. You're going to be able to enjoy the buffs on all your characters during the duration.
It's a big QLW right there.
There you go. Yeah.
자세한 내용은
Yeah, and
별도로
they'll
다시
talk about it
안내드리겠습니다.
some more when it's ready.
마지막으로 길드 연역 페이지 개선입니다. 현재 길드 연역은 길드원의 가입과 탈퇴 그리고 장려금 지급 등 뭐 그 순간의 기록들만을 남겨두고 있는데요. 길드가 오래될수록 쌓여가는 추억과 히스토리들이 어딘가에 남아 있었으면 좋겠다는 생각에 이곳을 길드 기록으로 변경해서 우리 길드의 역사를 기억하는 공간으로
cool.
좀
So now you're going to be able to have this guild page as well to record a lot of the activities done by guildmates.
푸른 전장, 길드 리그의 뭐 승리 횟수 그리고 길드
Cool.
레이드나 길드 임무 완료 횟수 같은 것들이 남겨질 예정입니다. 단
Another QLL, which is really good to see.
Yeah, it's nice, you know, it's just a little bit of like an update on what everyone in the guild is up to.
네, 여기까지 일단 길드 개선 사항 말씀드렸는데요. 저희가 한 가지만 더 전해드리고 이 부분 마무리할게요. 저희가 2023년 칼페온 연회에서 이 길드
Nice. So this is going to be going over the family fame funds that you're going to be able to incur from your daily play. Whenever you are logged in, you do get a little bit of lump sum for all the achievements and knowledge, whatever it is, ecology that you stacked up on all your characters in your roster, levels you've earned and stuff like that. So now they're going to be going a step further. It did seem like the silver that you were getting from your family fund every single day was a little bit on the low side, especially with how the game has progressed into 2025 and now 2026. So we're going to be bumping that up to 100 mil. It's going to be nice, a little pretty penny when you do log in every day to do stuff. There you go, just breaking down the family fame and how much it pays out.
It's a lot of silver.
Yeah, for sure. And this is not the hardest thing to do, right? Whenever you do make a character, whenever you do like complete a quest, it's always going to be stacking up. So
Yeah, Awakening and Succession quest line.
yeah, something nice that you can look forward to.
나중에 한 번에 수령하실 때 뭐 작은 기쁨이 아니라 어떨 때는 좀 큰 기쁨이 되셨으면 좋겠습니다. 네, 그럼 길드 관련 개선 사항은 여기서 마무리하겠습니다.
Okay, awesome. And
네.
this is just the first step.
지금까지
As we move into
길드
2026, some of the
관련된
improvements they've done for the guild system.
이야기를
So, you know, keep your eyes peeled. We're definitely going to have more implementations coming in the future. Just let us know whenever you have some opinions about some of the changes or some things you want to see in the future. Especially for console, you know, it is a much more different system than we do have for global. So things like the alliance system that maybe you guys want to see, definitely let us know. And here comes another gift. These guys are just non-stop with it, so let's see what they have cooked up for us here. Looks like Monster's going to be the one to introduce it. There you go. It's going to be your Choose Your Transcendent Hammer box and 350 stack. Damn, this Calpheon ball is kind of going a little crazy, right? I feel
And
like
they're rewarding us.
it's getting tough though to keep up. I feel like every single year they always want to one-up themselves, and then this year is just non-stop. Okay, so awesome. Thank you so much for joining us today. If anyone is still, you know, wondering, there's definitely much more to come. We are around the halfway point, maybe a little bit past that. But
Yeah.
Already with that, we've already seen so many Cron Stones rewards, so many 250 plus stacks, 300 stacks that you have seen. Okay, next section we're going to be jumping into is going to be about life skills.
대표적으로 강화를 위해서는 이제 뾰족한 흑결정 조각이 필요한데 그게 이제 사냥이 아니라 채집이 주요 공급처였고 채집러들이 이를 공급하면 전투모험가님들이 장비를 만들고 그 장비가 다시 또 거래소를 통해서 생활 유저에게 돌아오는.
So just talking about how the game kind of has it structured where the main drive of life skills was having combat related content be very, very closely tied to some of the materials that you gain directly from doing life skills.
이 구조가 예전만큼 강하게 작동하지 않게 됐습니다. 그리고 지금 시점에서 예전처럼 생활을 다른 콘텐츠들과 억지로 다시 다 묶는.
And you know, just mentioning that although this was a system that worked in the past to keep everything interconnected, it's something that they do kind of want to work away from, just because it felt a little bit restrictive. Where if you were a grinder and you know don't really participate in life skills so much, and you run out of like something like a sharp Blackstone, it just didn't feel the best.
전반적으로 상향하는 작업을 준비하고 있습니다.
So, with life skills in mind, they're going to be doing their best to make sure that, you know, they are getting a fair bit of amount of silver compared to grinding, since that's been getting a little bit wild in the past few years, especially with some of the newer grind spots. So they're going to be bumping up the profits that you can gain from life skills across the board. Yeah, talking about how fishing kind of was like the main cornerstone of life skills, being able to essentially make billions and billions and billions while you were AFK.
Yeah, I mean, I make like sometimes 5 billion a night just in Delia.
There you go. And, you know, they kind of just want to make that, you know, share the love, you know, make sure that other life skills can also be as fruitful as fishing. So talking about the byproducts that you can get from various life skills. There you go. So all these nice little byproduct items that you get from various life skills will be much more so tied to whether or not you're actively participating in the life skill itself. So you'll be able to get more rewards for, you know, spending your time with these casual activities that, you know, net you a pretty penny. Moving on to horse trading here.
아니면 다 큰 다음에 상태 보고 뭐 어떻게 할지 결정하는 그런 방식이었는데, 이게 자동 이동 돌려두고 이렇게 좀 한참 뒤에 확인했을 때 그 보는 두근두근한 맛도 있긴 했지만, 지속적으로 신경 쓰는 게 귀찮기도 했고, 또 내가 각 잡고 키우고 싶은 말을 이 성장시키는 과정은.
So just talking about some of the gripes that come with horse training, especially if you got like a brand new horse or you're trying to make a perfect horse fit for your purposes. Now they've made it so that whenever you do send your horse out on you know, infinite loop as you go to work or you go to sleep, while it trains, it'll just accumulate EXP and you'll be able to distribute that EXP on your own. So you'll be able to more accurately, you know, dictate some of the growth that you have for your horses instead of just having it do it by itself. And when you wake up, you realize, oh man, like, you know, that kind of messed up, and, you know, I really didn't have a play in whether or not I wanted to skill. Yeah, so that's really nice quality of life change. Yep.
여기에 더해서 앞으로 이제 탑승물 기술 변경권이나 이 레벨 하락권 같은
And also making it so that now when you want to use, say, like a mount reset coupon for some of your skills or a mount training coupon, you can go ahead and just do that on the spot. No need to visit the stable anymore, drop your horse off, and then do the whole process from there. Just go ahead and do that wherever you are.
I like that. I like the quality life changes here coming on.
Yep.
1에 머무른 상태에서도 경험치를 계속 이제 쌓아둘 수 있기 때문에 이 레벨 차등에 따른 이 조령 경험치 획득량이 좀 의미가 없어지잖아요. 그래서 우선 이 레벨 차이에 따른 조령 경험치 차이.
Further streamlining some of the progression for your mounts. Since you are able to bank EXP now, they're making it so that a lot of the EXP that is required for some of the later stages aren't as heavy, because each level will kind of be used as the same through the new system.
이렇게 이해해 주시면 좋겠습니다.
Yeah, and also we do have some new wild horses being added to you know, be able to be caught here. Nice, a lot of new different colorways here I see. Hey, and then right, they're going to be coming with a whole slew of sought after abilities by our adventurers here. So whenever you do catch one of these horses in the wild, they might already have one of your skills that you would want to pursue the growth for. Yeah, making the experience much more reinvigorating for people.
네, 그리고 정말 많은 분들이 요청하셨던 부분인데요. 앞으로는 크로고달로와 볼타리온까지 포함해서
Wow, insane. So the new change to Crocodile Sanctuary means that you can store more than just your mythical horses in there. It's going to be expanded out to have 5 horses that you can drop in there. So, you know, you got your classic line of tier 10 horses that basically netted you the treasure item in the first place. Then you'll have your Crocodile, you know, mount itself with all the combined mythical horses, and then you can just pop in, you know, a random horse. Maybe you are leveling like a horse on the side. Now you have that on hand too, so if you want to AFK for a night doing horse training, there you go. You don't have to visit like your horse training or anything like that, pull it out of your stable that's in Heidel. You have it right there in your Crocodile Sanctuary.
이 둥지를 다른 캐릭터에서 가져올 때 말이 꺼내져 있으면 이제 그게 불가능했잖아요. 근데 이제 앞으로는 둥지 옮기기를 시도할 때 말이 꺼내져 있으면 자동으로
Nice,
넣어주도록
a
개선을
more
하였습니다.
quality of life. So as he mentioned there, sometimes it would be kind of annoying for you to just try to pull your Krogdale Sanctuary around while you still had your horses checked out of it, and it wouldn't let you do so. Now, whenever you do move that, all horses that have been taken out will now be checked in before you do move it to another person's or another character's inventory, so you won't have to deal with that anymore.
Oh, that's really nice, actually.
Yep.
참고 부탁드릴게요. 그리고 근데 이제 추가로 어뷰징이 있기 때문에 그 방지를 위해서 앞으로 무역품은 말에 실을 수 없게 됩니다. 또한 보물 아이템도 말에 실을 수 없습니다. 그래서 앞으로 가공 무역품 옮기실 때는
So yeah, whenever you do have trade items now, just to make the whole experience streamlined for the life skill as well as these new horse integrations, they will strictly be tied to having trade wagons. So that's just going to be avoiding some of the headache that comes along with a lot of the new functionality that comes with moving things back and forth. Now we're going to be going over the new life skill item, a treasure nonetheless, called Notos Turnstone. Okay, so you can instantly move this stone around. Looks like it's going to be placed onto your campsite. Cool. So basically allows you to teleport to your campsite, right?
And teleport to a residence or campsite?
Yeah,
That's really
awesome.
nice.
Yeah, using your campsite as kind of like a waypoint. And it's going to be, created via getting some of these very, very niche items from various life skills that you will be participating in. Pretty cool, actually. One of the things that I kind of liked with the Ornette's life essence as well as the Odor's life essence was that you did have to do a little bit of life skills for one of them, and this, basically is going to be something that is completely tailored towards life skills, a little bit of a quality of life treasure that's going to be included for people who participate in these life skills all the time.
Yeah, I feel like it's also, again, linking PvE and life skill together, because now you can grind.
저희가 이제 그 창고에 무역품을 옮길 수 있는 수송 마차가 존재합니다. 근데 그게 이제 비용이 들어가고 개수가 제한이 좀 있는 편인데 그거를 저희가 더 편하게 쓰실
So yeah, just diving more so into the restriction of trade goods. So he just wants to let everyone know that, with this new change coming to trade items not being able to be transported on just your horse and being strictly tied to trade wagons, the team is looking for ways to make this experience more streamlined for people who do trading, so that it's a much more relaxed experience for them to interact with it. And here we go with some of the harvest changes coming to farming. A lot of times people will leave their farms overnight, or depending on whatever crop you're growing, it might have various times that they will become harvestable. Now they're changing all the crops to have a 20-hour what would you call it, ripening, or just making sure that everything is a little bit more uniform, so whenever you do check your farms, everything will be ready to harvest at the same time.
Okay.
Instead of having to check various times throughout the day for seeing if a certain crop has finished or not. We got Armin in the chat here. What's up? What's up? Good to see you.
Good old Armin.
Yeah, and honestly, yeah, it looks like a lot of good news coming out for our life skills here, especially with the return. So I think that's really, really cool.
그래서 이번에는 2단계 교육품도 무게를 완화드리려고 하고요. 현재 대양 같은 경우 교섭력에 의해서 수익의 최대치가 정해져 있기 때문에 수익 밸런스에는
Weight change on some of the items that we have here for life skills. Really, really nice. Sorry, bartering, not life skill.
Bartering.
So cutting.
Life skill.
Yeah, it's still life skill, but more specifically, and they're going to be cutting everything in half. So for all you barterers out there, now you have much more space in the ship for more barter items that you can lug around as you visit these various islands. Changes to level 6 and 7 trade good routes. Yeah, gonna be really nice.
그만큼 수익성도 많이 높아질 예정입니다. 단 마을 간의 교역이기 때문에 창고로 이동을 통한 어뷰징이 있을 수 있어서 이
Okay, so a little bit of restriction on some of those really high tier goods. You won't be able to just toss them in the storage and you know, kind of game the system a little bit like that through that.
네, 그리고 에다니아 지역에도 새로운 수렵 몬스터들이 등장합니다. 새로운 수렵 지역은 일반 수렵 지역이고요.
Okay, yeah, and then now we have our update coming to hunting. You know, kind of a life skill that's kind of flown under the radar for a lot of BDOs lifespan. But of course, some people, you know, like Alfie out there who love and swear by hunting. It's definitely very, very profitable if you get into it. And here we go. We have some nice furniture items for some of the new Adonia creatures that have been added to the wild here. Elephant looks really sick, actually.
Yeah, it looks really cool. Holy crap.
Damn, okay, what is this?
Grant 100 mastery.
Wow.
Hunting, wow.
So it looks like these furniture items are going to be kind of ridiculous too in terms of the buffs they can provide. This like stoneback crab with a little bit of a golden aura coming off of it. Pretty cool.
네, 마지막으로 낚시입니다. 우선 내륙 낚시의 수익이 먼저 개선이 될 예정인데 이게 벨리의 앞바다보다 높게 하겠다는 건 아니고요. 내륙 일부에서
Okay, some implementations to fishing inland.
최대한 맞춰 나가겠다 이런 의미입니다.
Yep. Noticing that a lot of the fishing has been kind of concentrated around the Velia shores, and you kind of want to bring in some of that profit to places such as Hideous, as you can see in this picture here, where, you know, people have more or less abandoned because it's not saltwater fishing, and, you know, the profits might be a little bit lower in terms of the prize catches that you can get from here. Nice. So now you'll be able to enjoy your fishing activities wherever you are. You know, they're going to be spreading the wealth a little bit more across the entire world.
이제 무역상한테 물고기 판매하실 때 이 특정 물고기만
Oh, interesting. So, yeah, you'll be able to pick and choose some of the fishes that you'll be able to trade to the vendor.
Yeah, it's one thing, like, especially if you're a console player, you would know, like, it's always a hassle to scroll down to which one you want to sell. That's like at the max value. This is a lot better for everyone here.
Yep, just some quality of life for sure. Able to select everything at the same time.
다음으로는 편의성 소식인데요. 사실 이번에 이제 기존 컨텐츠를 개선하는 것에 계속 집중을 하고 있다 보니까 편의성 쪽 많은 내용이 준비되진 않았습니다. 하지만 편의성은 많을수록 좋다라는 건
Definitely right with that. You can never have too much quality of life improvement. Always trying to find ways to make the adventurers' life easier as they enjoy Black Desert. Interesting thing that he's talking about here, tagged characters without loading screens. Is that going to be something that we're going to be getting?
I mean, I like that.
Okay. Yeah, so it looks like it's something that Wansu has taken a very big focus on because, you know, tagging characters has been integral to gameplay in a while. This is him introducing the feature way back when in the Hideout Ball that we had. Yeah, and being able to just freely swap between characters with no hassle. I mean, that's the whole essence of the tag system in the first place, right? You kind of want to feel like you're playing both classes at once and, you know, having that sort of team feeling with the tagged characters on your roster. So, fast forward back to today. There you go.
Instant, wow.
Very
instantaneous.
Nifty. Yeah. And we're talking about a game that already has some of the lowest load screen times and also, you know, just the seamless open world for a lot of the content that's in the game already. Being able to switch like this is just another step forward to making it, you know, very cool. You can switch between characters that are in different regions too. Like you just saw there, the Tamer was in Velia, and then suddenly you're on your hash in Land of Morning Light Soul.
That's actually a really cool feature, honestly.
Yeah, one of my favorite things about Black Desert, just making it seem, you know, the whole feeling seamless, no loading screen at all, and you're basically just there.
전이 캐릭터 즉시 전환 기능을 만들다 보니까 좀 여기까지 흘러왔습니다. 그래서 캐릭터 변경 시 로딩 시간이 기존보다 체감상 2배는 빨라질 수 있을 것으로 판단하고
See some
있는데요.
people, which sin is asking for a third tag. Hey, you know, that'd be something that I think the devs are still looking into. I think there's a lot more testing and you know, back-end checks they have to go through before they can roll something like that out. But rest assured, I know that's something that's been requested for maybe a good 1.5, maybe close to 2 years now from my adventure, so they definitely know that you guys want that. I'm kind of hoping for it too. Something really cool, you know, just having your whole roster feel more cohesive, especially with the third tag. You'll be able to play so many different playstyles. Okay, it looks like it's going to be a nice implementation to the skill tree where you're going to be able to view the skills and cooldowns of other classes.
또 생성돼 있더라도 그 캐릭터를 접속해서 봐야 되는 그런 불편함들이 있었는데요.
nice.
앞으로는 기술창 그 우측 하단에 다른 클래스 보기 버튼 누르시면 모든 클래스 기술을 한 번에 확인할 수 있습니다.
So if you're ever curious what is catching you every single time from you fighting that mystic out in the open world, now you can really quickly pop over your skill tab and go into your skill tree to see exactly what that skill is and what the cooldown is on that skill.
마구간 UI에서도 볼 수는 있지만 불필요한 마구간까지도 다 떠서 헷갈리기도 하고.
Nice, more quality of life integration for those people who are really big on mounts. You have so many mounts out there that you don't know where each mount is. You'll have a very nice place to see all of that. More all in one UI for the world map as well, so you can go ahead and really quickly have all the information at your fingertips whenever you need it.
그렇게 세팅이 가능한 형태입니다. 익숙해지시면 이전보다 훨씬 편하게 월드맵을 이용할 수 있을 것으로 기대하고 있습니다.
Yeah, so a lot more functionality coming out to the world map. Super cool.
콘텐츠 참여 타이밍을 좀 놓치지 않으시도록 통합 알림이
And here now we have the all-in-one alert system. I know that a lot of people do sometimes use third-party systems, whether it's their Garmoth or comms or some other external tracking for world bosses, or like say they have like Node War coming up. You know, now you have everything at your fingertips right here. You can go ahead and toggle, as you see on the screen there, what you do want to see and what you don't want to get alerts for, and then there you go. You'll have all the information there. Moving on, we're going to be consolidating adventure logs. Everything is going to be much easier to view. So, you know, we have so many logs in the game to this point, you know, some more important than the others, but of course finding every book that it pertains to and where that little +1 AP, +1 DP is hiding at has always been a little bit annoying, so now making it so that everything is shown there right under one window. Super nice. There you go.
이렇게 지금까지 긴 시간 동안 두 분의 이야기를 들어봤는데요. 오늘 준비한 컨텐츠 업데이트 발표는 모두 마무리가 됐습니다. 세라핌으로 시작해서 뭐 거의 3시간
So wrapping up a big portion of the stream there, again going over some of the life skill changes as well, some of the quality of life changes that have come to the game itself.
여러분, 컨텐츠 업데이트 소식은 끝났지만 아직 우리 연회는 끝나지 않았죠. 보상도 잠시 후에 더 많이 준비돼 있으니까 조금만 더 기다려 주시고요.
Okay, looks like we have a little bit of a nice event coming out for everyone here. I think everyone's going to be happy with what they are going to show in a moment here.
영상으로 준비했다고 합니다. 함께 보시죠.
Mohamka 여러분, 안녕하세요. NEU Black Desert Siematsu입니다. Welcome to the Mountaintop Adventures. Snowball Crasher is back. Last winter, y'all were absolutely shredding the slopes. We saw gnarly jumps that defied engine physics, shortcuts that made us question our map design, and wipeouts so bad that we almost handed out Get Good titles. No, seriously. Because y'all loved Snowball Crasher so much, this year we're writing it back with some cool updates. 함께 보시죠. Introducing Score Mode. Cruise down the slopes and grab objects to rack up points. The gold objects are worth more than blue objects. Gold objects spawn in spots that'll test your skills, so lock in. Points turn into, you guessed it, event seals, which you can exchange for rewards in, well, you know the place, the Manage Currency tab. Flex your trips in jump mode filled with cliffs, shortcuts, and brand new checkpoints. Miss one, and you'll eat a penalty, and that's no good. Speed mode. This will be where the best riders lay down track, as there will be more and narrower checkpoints. Miss one, and you'll eat a penalty. On top of the new modes, this year, you can see how you stack up against the best with the new rankings menu. Here, you can also watch the top 10 riders carve up snow with the replay function. If you're feeling extra competitive, you can also challenge them in Ghost mode. The Ghost is a copy of their character during their run. Here, you can follow their line and even lose to them when they're offline. So, if you end up losing to the Ghost, I guess that's proof that you're not as good as you think you are. We're also making a few quality of life updates, including getting rid of Lando signal flares for getting back up the mountain. You'll be able to start over after wipeouts by using the event menu. Pressing escape will allow you to restart or quit. So with just a couple of clicks, you'll be ready to full send it down the slopes again. And finally, for the ski bums out there who live and breathe snow, rewards will be coming to riders who hit the top 100 in the rankings. We're also preparing some potential cross-server competitions, so if you are stoked to rep your region on the mountaintop, keep your eyes open on the official website for more information. Snowfall Crasher goes live on December 24th. We'll see you on the slopes, adventurers.
네, 여러분 올해 겨울에도
Okay.
So, as you guys can see, some fun video coming out there introducing the seasonal event. That's going to be coming to Black Desert as a permanent piece of content, something that they've been working on for quite a while here. While the video was playing, I saw Avatar ask in chat if this was coming to console, and rest assured, we are definitely getting Snowfall Crashers. Really excited to jump into this. You know, very much so fit for the holidays as well, as we're coming closer to the holidays, Christmas holiday season. And some key points to note that mentioned we would be getting the ghost mode and like the what was the other one? The replay system.
Yeah.
Those features won't exactly be ready for console yet, but don't worry, the actual content itself, snowboarding and everything that you saw just now will be live for us during the update, so that's really cool stuff. You know, I can't wait to see some of the times people put on out there. They've been asking for this content for a while, so it should be very interesting. Looks kind of hard too. It looks like something that you can actually definitely speed run. Looks like we're going to be jumping into a section that's going to show off the newest outfit here, huh?
이게 과거에는 잘 안 쓰는 옵션 중에 하나였는데 저희가 최근에 좀 여러 가지 의상하고 좀 헤어스타일을 내다 보니까 이게 좀 필요한 순간들이 좀 많이 생겼어요. 근데 이 설정이 전투 자세에서는 좀 풀리다 보니까 좀 아쉬운 경우들이 많았습니다. 차라리 이 기능이 없으면 그냥 포기할 텐데 있는데 원할 때 못 쓰니까 좀 많이 답답했었죠. 그래서 앞으로 이제 얀면 모드 설정이 이 전투 자세에도 유지가 될 수 있도록 변경했고요. 또 가장 요청이 많았던 그 스노클 판매할 때 좀 해드렸으면 되게 좋았을 텐데 그래도 늦었지만 그래도 이 부분만큼은 빠르게 좀 지원해드리고 싶었습니다. 이 기능은 이제 이번 겨울 의상 출시 시기에 맞춰서 패치가 될 예정인데요.
Okay, let's check it out.
바로 이제 준비한 겨울 의상.
Snow themed winter wear. Let's see what it says.
네, 저희가 이번에 겨울에 준비한 신규 의상은 스포트라이트입니다.
Very interesting name.
저희가 작년부터 좀 여러분이 좋아하실 만한 다양한 스타일의 의상들이
Interesting background there.
Very poppy type of feel to a lot of the outfits here.
Oh, K-pop vibe looks like it.
Yeah, streetwear inspired with a lot of BDO branding. Super cool.
This is reminiscent of a certain idol group that we all probably are familiar with.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like these will sell really well. You know, baggy sweats have kind of been in more so recently. And yeah, I think these outfits look really awesome.
이번 신규 의상은 모든 캐릭터가 자연스럽게 소화할 수 있도록 구성을 했고요. 이번에도 의상 옵션을 다양화해서 이 선호하시는 스타일에 맞게 선택할 수 있도록 신경 썼습니다.
Yeah,
이
great
마이크
design for all of them too.
제외하시면 좀 일상복처럼 편하게 다양하게 연출도 가능합니다.
And of course, with all of these different outfits, can't wait for people to mix and match some of them to, you know, put on some of the outfit pieces that they like more so than the others. That's true. Yasaka is saying that you can get more color coordinated with some of your friends out there and make a little crew or like a little band.
Yeah, dance crew.
Yeah, a little dance crew.
네. 지금 이미지들을 이렇게 쭉 보니까 뭔가 순간순간 스치는 아이돌 분들이 좀 떠오르는 것 같아요. 채팅창에도 지금 계속해서 여러분께서 의견을
A lot of
보내주고
people are excited for this set in chat here. Very nice, very nice.
A lot of drawing comparisons of certain idol groups.
Yeah. Now you too can be an idol.
Collab opportunity? Maybe I'm just kidding.
그래서 이 업데이트 내용들 언제쯤 만나볼 수 있나요?
네, 제가 안내해 드리겠습니다.
Okay, so they're going to be going over some of the scheduling for a lot of the updates that we have introduced today. Of course, some of these times may be a little bit different for console. Of course, there is a little bit of a extra step for us to get the platform approval for some of the contents we want to bring in.
Yes.
And so we would like to get these as soon as possible for you guys. We don't yet have concrete dates for some of them, but just know that we'll be getting a lot of these updates very, very close in succession with PC's release date, and it'll be in the exact same format as you see here. As you can probably expect, if you go off the judgment of Seraph and her release, it'll be around January 8th, right? So just a little bit of a delay from PC's release, and you can expect everything else to come in after.
Yeah, like for example, January, if we're gonna have the Seraphim class coming out, Seraph class coming out, so these updates will follow sequentially, pretty much, just coming down from there.
Yep,
and there,
you got it. So a little bit of a wait, but not too long. Maybe like a 2-week, I want to say. Of course, we'll let you guys know officially whenever things are being announced. You can always check our official Discord for announcements or our official website. But rest assured, we will be getting these updates as soon as we can. It won't be like the insane wait times that we had before. No. Don't worry about that.
We moved past that now.
Yeah. We're definitely on a different chapter for consoles now. So just stick tuned for that. Let's see what chat is saying right now.
Yeah, same old guys here.
Yeah, so a whole bunch of stuff coming out, as you guys have been seen rolled out earlier.
That's pretty much just a recap of what we just talked about.
Yeah.
How these updates are flowing sequentially here.
Yeah, with all these new things announced, other than re-rolling off your beloved warrior, Ash, what is something that's really caught your eye with some of these updates that we have announced today?
I will say I'm really excited for Altar of Blood. I mean, that's a great form of content that really embodied the team aspect of Black Desert that people really wanted to see, especially with Miramok, Ruins, and Dekia coming back.
For sure.
Those are definitely some cool things in there. Again, more so about that team play, and then even the Dania having the new addition of this group content zone. Again, people love group content in PvE and PvP, so now we're seeing that again. I like that we're going back to this kind of play style here. We're having more players come together and play the game together.
Yeah, and here we have the final gifts, maybe from our two lovely developers here. We'll have to see. But looks like we're winding things down here.
Talking about new titles.
Oh, okay. Some big news coming out. We do have Crimson Desert on the horizon, as everyone knows. Super cool using the building blocks that we've had created from Black Desert. They just fashioned this single-player RPG that's just looking really breathtaking. A lot of the just the world building and fidelity of the combat as well as the graphical assets is just insane on this game.
Yeah, world building.
Yeah, so we are celebrating the release of Crimson Desert in the future. We're going to have 10,000 Cron stones for everyone.
Oh my goodness.
Thank you so much for being on this journey with us as we look on to new horizons, of course, for Black Desert, but also for our newest title coming out, Crimson Desert. So please accept this gracious gift from both of our developers here. Really excited to announce this. it's been on people's radar for quite a while now, so it's nice to see that we finally have a time frame that we can expect this new title to hit.
Yeah, I mean, this is long journey coming home pretty soon, man. So
exactly. So yeah, if you are excited for this game, definitely hop on and get your pre-orders going now. I know that I'm gonna be grabbing myself. I don't know, maybe like a deluxe edition, but I'm definitely gonna be playing the game for sure.
I have that pre-order ready, deluxe edition. I'm ready to go, man.
Let's go. Ash is locked in.
Yeah.
So here's a short video I think they're gonna be sharing.
Oh.
So, as you guys can see here, this is going to be the pre-order bundle for Crimson Desert. Some insane, the horse was just so breathtaking with the new graphics as well as the pet, super cute, Yeah, I love that. Do love our little dragon pets. Furniture item, also awesome as well. Yeah, and if you are interested in these items, definitely look into pre-ordering. It's going to be a little bit of a collaboration between Black Desert and Crimson Desert. Be able to flex these items before you hop onto the new game as well. Yeah. In the horse skin, in Crimson Desert's previous trailers, you saw where you have the flight mechanic where you hop into the sky and you're able to just like glide over the entire landscape with like your, I guess they kind of look like deathly wings, but now they look more a little bit, I guess, like metallic particles that are coming off of you. Guess you have to find out more by playing Crimson Desert to find out how you got that power. But yeah, awesome stuff.
Well, that's it. It is the conclusion here. A little bit of recap what we spoke just now.
Yeah, it's been quite the ride. A lot of cool things have been announced this year, and I can't wait. I mean, 2026 is looking really amazing with all the things that we have lined up. As our MC announced, it looks like things are going to be pretty stacked up until around the late April time. We have so many updates coming out, and especially for console adventures, I'm super happy that you all are going to be able to experience this right along your global PC brethren. Everyone being able to experience the same content at the same interval.
마지막으로 끝까지 함께 해주신 모험가분들께 한마디씩 해주셨으면 좋겠어요.
See, Zen is also super excited for the horse. Gave me demon horse time. I don't know if he's a demon, but I guess.
Yeah, possibly.
Yeah, awesome stuff.
특히 기존 콘텐츠 개선에 중점을 두어서 준비했다 보니까 오늘 어떠셨는지 모르겠습니다.
Yeah, so I want to really quickly just, hashing out a lot of the, I guess, stress that came into hosting this Calpheon Ball today. It was, obviously this is going to be the biggest event for all of our adventures as well as our title, Black Desert, moving into the end of the year as people look onwards to the future. So they really wanted to do right by the adventures here. It's definitely something that they wanted to address with a lot of the existing content that we have in the game, making sure that we do touch up on a lot of the stuff that's either fallen out of favor, outdated, or people aren't too happy with making sure that we, keep things moving and moving on to the future. They would want to do everything in their power to listen more to the community and make sure that even better updates come in the future to get, adventurers more excited about playing the game if they haven't played in a while, or just revisiting some of the content that they haven't interacted with in a while, such as like you said, Altar of Blood is back, right? So people who are nostalgic are able to jump back into that, updating a lot of the systems that we have for rewards, and also streamlining how you're able to interact with different systems is also very important. And yeah, Jessup here is just really quickly, you know, giving another heartfelt thanks to the adventurers out there. You guys have rode out with us through thick and thin, you know, through all the bad times, of course through the good times as well. And you know, it's been a really long time. You know, it's been 10 years since Black Desert has first been released. We've come through a lot of updates, and yeah, it's just looking on to a better future for everyone. And he just wants to thank everyone for coming together to build this community, and hoping for the best to come in the future. You know, we've only gotten better as the years have gone by, so yeah, a lot of good things to come.
저희가 앞으로는 좀 지금 되게 일방적인 어떤 소통이 된 것 같은데 저희가 되게 놓쳤던 부분인 것 같아서
Yeah, so you know, with growth comes a little bit of humility as well. So Jessup wants to give a sincere apology to the adventurers as well, for not being on point, you know, with adventures in the past and not heeding their feedback as much as they would like to. And you know, that did definitely put a strain on the relationship between the title as well as the players and adventurers out there. So now that, you know, we understand that, we'd like to move forward with a renewed vision and making sure that everyone is heard and making sure that this game is built for the adventurers, right? Everyone that has stayed with us this far.
We have another reward.
Yep. And of course, as a farewell gift, they're going to be attaching another reward. I mean, I feel like it's almost like clockwork with these guys.
Yeah.
Kind of have like a little bit of like the sign where it says days without accident. It's going to be called like days without reward given from Wansu or Jessup. It's like always at 0.
He's adding 2 more transcendent boxes to select your hammer.
There you go. Thank you so much, Wansu.
My goodness.
Yeah. Hey, if anyone's going to be topping tonight, please let us know in chat if you're going to be enhancing tonight. I know a lot of people have, you know, prepared a huge stash. You know, just let us know. Hit us up on Discord. Login reward is insane too.
Whoa.
We've been having some pretty juiced login rewards in the past, so you know, this is something that is definitely going to be adding more fuel to that fire. Awesome stuff. 1,000 Cron stones every 3 days, and you're going to be getting a whole bunch of fail stacks as well as dark hungers to get everyone, you know, much more towards the end game, so they can experience a lot of the new content that's been coming out. Yeah.
We saw just now the new Journey outfit box. We're actually going to be getting the Glorious outfit box.
Exactly.
For Consolated.
Yeah, very important to note there, as GM Ash mentioned, that we don't yet have the new Journey outfit box, so we will be replacing that with the Glorious outfit box. Don't worry for all you out there. The outfits in there aren't actually your run-of-the-mill outfits. You do have some really cool ones like the outer tier.
Yeah.
I'm really bad at pronouncing it, but yeah, you'll be getting those.
Me too, don't worry.
Yeah, that one's super cool. So another reward here, you'll be getting another weapon exchange coupon set if you don't have one already, and a bunch of J scrolls for your gains.
It's funny, someone mentioned in chat, please can I have a weapon exchange coupon, and literally it's been answered.
Wait, oh man, adding some more, just one-upping more hammers.
Oh my
Another
goodness. 400 Dice of Valks?
Yo, chat, can we get like a live count of how many dang Cron stones have been given out already? This is insane, bro.
Oh my goodness.
Yo, 40,000 Cron stones, is that right, RJ? That's crazy. So I mean, like, every ball, like I say, they try to one-up themselves, and ever since we've had Wansu and Jessup step into the main stage here, it's kind of been non-stop. Yeah, just look at all these rewards on the screen here. It's actually incredible. So I really do hope some of you guys hit some nice enhancements tonight.
And you see on the screen, the coupon is thanks for being with us.
Yep.
We get the console, spam that in the chat there, let them know.
Yep, and also the Desert thanks you, THNX. So if we can get those chats shared with everyone in the chat, that would be awesome. 40k Cron stones, man.
Yeah, that is so much.
Yeah, honestly, Ojinian says 50k Cron stones, and he actually is kind of right, I guess, in some sense, because if you do the entire line of life skill progression through Olvia Academy, when it hits, that's 10,000 Cron stones from that, just by doing the life skill progression track.
Wow.
Yeah. So really quickly here, Wansu is talking about some of the south caps that have been in place for Black Desert for the longest time here, and how they're going to be addressing it. And I guess they just want to. Yes. So he just wants to express that he does understand the community sentiment around soft caps and how it's kind of made a little bit of Monster Zones a little bit stale. We touched on this a little bit earlier, and the team is, making that one of their top priorities moving on to the new year to see what they can do about the soft cap. Of course, whenever a change like this is made fundamentally to the game system, it's going to require a lot of back-end data collection to make sure that we do have all the information at our hands to make the best decision possible. But just know that we do hear you guys, and rest assured that we will be doing something about that very soon. And now, Jexo is going to be talking about some of the new events that we're going to be hosting in real life, offline events. It's going to be a VOA, and yeah, looking forward to some events that we have internationally. I have the privilege of attending some of those events. As you can see, we'll have VOA in Europe in February, and also in April, we're going to be going over to Taiwan to meet some of the adventures. Yeah, and May, something else is going to be happening, right?
And we'll also be hosting a VOA in Korea.
Yeah, around May time for the anniversary, I guess, 5:30.
And the 10th anniversary of NAE is coming out, so
yeah,
of course we should have it here in the US.
Bring it back to the US too. So I mean, just laying out the entire, travel log for everyone, anyone who's interested in booking some of those days. Applying to go out to, get involved with your adventures, meet your fellow, adventures out there in an offline event. That's something to look forward to, and those are always great fun.
Book your flights now. Idle Ball next year, July.
Hey, you gotta wait. You gotta wait for those dates first. But yeah. So wants to again really wants to thank everyone for sticking with the Black Desert team for as long as they have, whether you are a day one adventurer or you're someone who is a little bit newer to the community. Thank you guys so much for sticking close with us. It's not the easiest thing running a live service game, that's for sure.
Yeah, it's very stressful.
Every day we're getting stronger, right? Every day we're going to do better, and I think that's something that we can take away from this ball. Looks like a lot of the changes that we have here are really good. Looking forward to the future of a lot of systems that we have and some of the new stuff coming out. And that's going to be it. Ash, you have any final words for the stream here for the console community?
Well, next up we have a bit of a trailer video coming up here.
Okay, why don't we play the trailer first, and then we can, spend a little bit more time with the adventures.
오랜만이야? 개자식! 우리 누나 어딨어?
Okay, so wow, really, really crazy ball. Other than the insane amount of Cron stones that everyone got, I'm pretty sure everyone is super psyched out about that. Got a little bit of a little teaser at the end there, coming out of the Marnie contraption there. I wonder who it could be, right?
Yeah, Marnie is just meddling of the universe here. What's going on?
Yeah, I mean, I really resonate with the character Marnie. He seems like a professional rage baiter.
Yeah, he is, literally.
Yeah. So really cool. I wonder what that could be. Maybe something coming on the horizon. Keep your eyes peeled for that. But once again, like I mentioned before we went to the trailer, just a lot of news has been shared today, a lot of cool content, a lot of quality of life being introduced to the existing systems that we have, as well as some new things to look forward to, the return of Altar of Blood.
Yeah.
Seraph is also very, very cool, of course. And yeah, Ash, before we left off there, what are some things that have really surprised you? Of course, you're excited to leave Warrior behind on your new journey as a Seraph main.
I don't know about leaving Warrior behind. That's still my my heart right there.
Yeah, you like Altar of Blood. I mean, obviously, I can't wait to hop in that as well. But I think for me, life skills has kind of been something that I haven't really dabbled too much in. So I think the new treasure item with the
Notos or Lotus?
The Notos return stone.
Yes.
Really awesome. You know, get yourself stuck in some life skills. I know a lot of people will be looking for that. Being able to hop around, teleport with your tent would be super awesome.
I mean, I like the like we're revisiting like older grind zones that probably has fallen out of the people's like mind for the longest period of time. Starts in being one of the ones of them. So it's a pretty cool thing to see them kind of like revamp them and kind of make them more challenging and make them more rewarding. I like the fact that we're also adding more group content. I know a lot of adventures out there were saying, hey, I play in my guilds, we want to be doing PvE content together, but the current content PvE isn't really, that big for us to kind of enjoy together. But now we're introducing like Ultra Blood again, like you mentioned. Got Gyphins, Miramak, we have the Dania new grind zone. That's also going to be a 3-player grind zone as well too. So these new grind zones that are more so party oriented. It's one of the ways I feel like brings life back into the game.
For sure.
For like those guilds who like to kind of be together and play together, right?
Yeah, and that's a great thing that you mentioned that because I think like you said, when Adania's come out, it's a really sick region, right? You have the Adania Throne Challenge that happens every week, but you can't grind with your friends.
Yeah.
So now that you have that new spot near Zephyros Castle, challenging but also very rewarding for the gang, right? Being able to come together.
What's kind of funny is like it's near Zephyros Castle, so I'm thinking to myself, we just got the 10th anniversary journal, so people are completing their Zephyros Castle.
You'll be in the area.
You better pray to the king over there. It's like, please, spare me.
Yeah, and of course with Serath coming out, they're going to be having a fully voiced cinematic type of storyline that comes along with the new class. Something that we've been moving forward with a lot of the new class releases. I think it's going to be super, super awesome. Can't wait to get stuck into that. Olvia Academy, of course.
That looks super cool.
Yeah, not yet concrete date announced, but of course we're going to be following really closely with Global's footsteps, and whenever that comes through, I can't wait to get plugged in there. Whether you are a new adventurer, I think it's going to be super awesome to enjoy some of the school life with your Black Desert classmates and gain some of the awesome rewards that we'll be sharing there.
Yeah, it's also more future console exclusive things, on the horizon, so stay tuned.
Yeah, so I guess with that, I think it's a little bit late for some of our friends over in the U.S. It's, I guess, getting to that point in the night.
Time real quick here. Oh, yeah, definitely.
The time, I think it's tap o'clock right now, so if you do want to go hit your enhancements with those nifty consoles that we just got, go ahead and drop some messages from me and Ash, maybe some of the other CMs and GMs in the official Discord. Join us on there if you haven't already, and just let us know where you're going to be tapping tonight, if you got any massive gains, or some of the things that you're really excited for. We always like hearing from you guys.
Yeah, tap in Ash Forest. Do it.
Yeah, I don't recommend that. You might get eaten. But yeah, thank you so much for joining us. We're going to let you guys get some rest here. And yeah, what an awesome ball we had here. Why don't we sign out here? Ash, you first.
All right, guys. GM Ash here. It's been great having you guys along with us during this ride for Calpheon Ball. I look forward to seeing you guys in the Heidel Ball as well. Yeah. Have a great journey ahead.
Yeah, time flies, so we'll be there in no time. And I have been your host today, CM Baja. And once again, it's been a pleasure to host the show with everyone. And with that, yeah, we're going to be checking out.